How we doing, everybody? How we doing? How we doing? Check into the stream. I fix my camera here. Check into the stream. Happy Tuesday. I know what day it is now. I now know what freaking day it is. Check in, check in. Happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day to all my veterans that are tuned in and that support Mercado Media. Go ahead and shout you out. Shout yourself out. If you served, what branch you served under, your MOS, and your years of service. I appreciate all my veterans that tune in. I'm pulling up the stream here on my other phone so I can watch it. I could read comments. There you go. All right, shout yourself out if you haven't done so. What up? Thank you for your service. I appreciate that. Thank you, Sandy. We got Navy tuned in. Let me pull up Facebook over here. I got Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube. We got Navy. We got 11 Charlie Army 0411. Army over there. We got Army and Navy. Who else we got? We got Army 13 Bravo from Mitchell Kazda 7377 U.S. Army 13 Bravo. Thank you, 76-7 with a big 10. Says Happy Veterans Day, Merc. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. I appreciate the support. We got Army Corporal Medic 90 to 95. Hell yeah. We got Army Medic tuned in. Nice. We got Marine Army tuned in. You said it's Day of Remembrance in Canada. Amazing. Today is Veterans Day. I didn't do anything for it though. I didn't go and get like a haircut. Or do any free meals. I don't know. I don't really do that. I mean, when I did do it, me and my friends would go and get some of the free stuff today and then give it to homeless people. Like some of the food and shit we had to go and hand it out. Especially when you're stationed in Alaska. But I mean, yeah, I mean, it's available. One year I got a car, I got my oil change. So that's good. But beyond that, I mean, I think I got a haircut one year, like years ago though, like a while ago. Yeah, I haven't really done much with it. But it's good too though. If you're a veteran, go out and get your free stuff. It's free stuff day today for us. That's what Veterans Day today really is for me. It's go and tell your friends about all the free opportunities for stuff today. Go get Starbucks has a cup or coffee you can get. They got Dunkin' Donuts, you got haircuts, you got oil changes, you got all types of stuff for veterans today, and you should go get it if you served. If you want to. Thank you, veterans. Go get your free meal. Exactly. Denny's does a free meal every Veterans Day. So you go to Denny's, you'll get a free meal. You know, go get yourself at least something today. 92 Yankee Battalion Supply. You didn't deploy, luckily. Army. Thank you for your service. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Dem Lady. How you doing? Thank you. Wait, Starbucks. I'm gonna make my wife wait in line. Yeah, you get a Starbucks cup. I don't know what you get though. I don't know what specific coffee they're offering, if they're even offering that, or if they're offering the coffee. But I did see Starbucks has something for veterans today. Thank you, Chuck. Says Happy Veterans Day. Thank you for your service. Thank you. Greetings from the Forest of Azure. Kelly said Happy Veterans Day. Happy Veterans Day. And for Veterans Day this year, I just want everybody to think about those that are still fighting the battles that are unseen. Still got a lot of veterans that have PTSD and a lot of homeless veterans that still need help and support, especially after we just had we had the government shutdown, but that would have continued, and people and veterans suffer during times like that. So they could use all the support that you guys can, and I appreciate everybody that continues to do that. You guys support veteran-owned media platform here with Mercado Media. We interact with lots of veterans that are out there doing stuff and still active doing things. So that's awesome. Thank you to my recruiter and everybody that helped me along the way in the military. So I was a 88 mic motor transport operator. I posted actually some more photos today because I don't have a whole lot. Like when I served, I mean, I took pictures, but when I served, it wasn't like a big thing. Now it is. You serve now, you got like, people are making TikToks and you got all types of content about your service now. But I should have done more, I think, because I don't have like a whole lot. Like I have enough, but I mean, I have like not as much as the kids are these days, I guess. But there's me I was in a Humvee there, we were doing training. I got the Miles gear on. We were at JRTC in Louisiana. Okay, that's what we were doing. I had to have that on. That's when I became NCO. I was sergeant. So I was later. So this was earlier in my service. I was younger. And then there's me like 6 years ago, I think, 5 years ago. Not that long ago. Okay. And then that's me with my buddy Blackstone. Rest in peace. Passed away with cancer. And we went to his funeral in Maine. But he was amazing. Great, great battle buddy to have. Great, great friend. Rest in peace to Blackstone. That was me when I got my deployment patch. I don't know, I just cringed, took a selfie because I was like, I got my deployment patch. Not a slick sleeve no more. So I did that one. And there's me, I was deployed. Took a cool photo. Because Sergeant was like, take a cool photo. You don't have any. I'm like, okay, cool. So that's what I'm serious. Like, that's the cool photo. And then this was a little better one. Because that was when we were on a mission in the mountain range in God, what is this place? Fort Greely. Yep. Fort Greely, and the Rangers were doing mountain training. And they were up in there they were ruck marching up through in the glaciers, and they had to go and set up and do a range up there. It was really cool. I didn't get to do the range or do any of the cool stuff, but I mean, our task was cool though. It was a detail. So we had to go do stuff for the cool guys. But I mean, of all the details we've done, this was probably the coolest one that I ever got to be a part of in Alaska. And then there's me at the PAS 13. And I got someone in my YouTube gave me some shit about it. I don't understand. Like, yeah, I wasn't an 11 Bravo. Okay, yeah, I wasn't an infantryman. All right, I was an 88 Mike motor transport operator. Okay, my job was to drive trucks. But because of that, there were a lot of people that did that. But I was like, I want to be a gunner. I want to do cool stuff as an 88 Mike. So I was a gunner. I also was a convoy commander. I drove too, obviously. Like when you're private, you're driving. But I wanted to be a gunner. So we got assigned. I was assigned a 240. That's a 240 Bravo. Okay. And the 50 cal, fun, butterfly, all that cool. But I like the 240. 240 Bravo is my favorite crew serve weapon, mounted weapon. And I'm glad that they low-key let me pick. They're like, you want a 50 cal, you want a 240, you want a 249? I'm like, I want a 240. Because I mean the 249 is lighter, but it's shitty. Like trying to aim down that thing and get consistent. Like it's good. It's lightweight. Actually, the saw is good. It's lightweight. You can move with it faster than you can with a fucking 240. But accuracy though is tough with that one. I like that's why this one right here is like a sniper. This thing can hit targets far away, and it's a machine gun. Belt fed. It's nasty. So anyways, we got assigned to go do training and learn how to learn how to the PAS 13 system. So I already knew how to fire this thing. I knew how to fire all that. It was this system that we had to learn how to do. And no, I wasn't in the infantry or anything, but even though you're not in the infantry and you're a pogue, you still learn stuff. You still do things and like a lot of those classes like this, yeah, you're with infantry and you're with combat arms because they have to learn all that. But because I was on a crew serve weapon and I was assigned this, we got to go to a special school. Me and the other 2 NCOs that were assigned to the 50 cals, because then really this training is just for me to learn it, and then I have to teach the privates this thing after going to the school for it and coming back to my unit, and then that's a whole thing on its own. So it's not even that I would even really get to use that thing much. It would be so that way as a sergeant, I would train my privates and my lower enlisted how to use it. Okay. So someone in my comments gave me shit about it. It was like, this guy is just taking pictures. He's behind a cold machine gun. He doesn't even fire the thing. Yeah, I did a lot. Just not in this photo because I'm literally training. This is a literal training picture. I wouldn't be wearing a soft cap actually firing this. Okay. I wouldn't be laying down. I'd be wearing kit. I'd have ear pro in, I'd have eye pro on, I'd have gloves on if I was actually at a range firing this thing. But we were literally in the grass at the barracks that we were doing the class in, and like we were in a fucking circle. And they had the BFA on and everything. And we were just sitting there learning how to use the PAS 13. But to do that, I mean, yeah, you can hold it up and use it and do that, but it's better when you're like behind the gun, and then you actually using it and learning it while like having the machine gun in your shoulder right there. Anyway, that thing was sick, and also it had a TNE on it. Learning how to use a TNE is fun, especially with the Mark 19. But that's it. That's my service. 88 Mike is stationed in Alaska. One tour overseas, deployed. No combat at all. But we did a lot of good work with our job, though. I did a lot of job work. So a lot of the thing that I signed up to join the Army for, I did that, which is cool. I mean, yeah, I didn't fire my weapon at anyone or anything like that, but in terms of logistical work and learning how to do a convoy and convoy security and how to chain a load down, how to strap a load down, how to put a load, how to help work with the Air Force to get the ammunition pallets on your truck or whatever unit you're working with. Like, it's a lot of like logistics stuff that you got to work with. But with our unit, though, we got to specialize in a lot of convoy security, which was pretty cool because a lot of 88 mics joined and you're stuck doing logistics, which is fine. You're driving the truck and you're driving it and you're delivering and you're doing stuff. But it was cool to do the convoy security and work with the infantry and the combat arms, because that's what they do all day long. They do nothing but security work, obviously. And a little bragging rights, but we were a little better at convoy security than the 10th Mountain. When we were with them, we did better than the 10th Mountain. And we did higher on the range too. It was us. We were the only pogues there. I didn't post the picture. I'll post the picture next year maybe of us getting the award for winning. It was me, Sergeant Corgard, and Sergeant Brankley. We were 3 NCOs. We were the only pogues of the whole group. Everyone else was a combat engineer, an infantry, or not a ranger, Cav Scout. And they had their M113s and their convoy or their MRAPs, and we had to go and drive through this range, and you had to pull up to the range spot and fire at a target and pull back, and then you have to keep moving, and then like it's a whole thing. It's a I can't remember the type of range it's called now. My brain is so cooked, but it's like you're in a team and you're in your truck or you're in your thing, and you got multiple targets you may have multiple targets you have to engage, but you have to properly call them out. You have to do the proper comms, and they're listening. So it's like a whole, and you're graded on it, and you get a score at the end. And this was during, I can't remember what I was doing to do this. I did so many trainings, but yeah. And so we got an award for it, and we ended up beating the infantry and the combat arms. So that was like my only claim to cool things of being a pogue. They were mad that we won because we're 88 mics. Like, what the fuck are we winning a mounted range for? Is it a mounted range? I don't know what it was, but we had a score. There was like a threshold you had to get to, but then obviously you had a high score of the class too, and we got the high score of the class. All right, and that's my veteran stuff. Thank you to all my veterans for your service and everything you've done for the country. So, I'm just gonna be honest. So, I have found that I am one of the few streamers that do like go out to the story in person, but then also have a stream at home here, kind of like like a stream, like Hutch or Hassan or Destiny, or like there's bigger streamers that do this type of content. Not a lot of them. Also, like Hassan, I've seen him go out there, but he doesn't really do journalism or like get in the middle of it. And so like when I'm out there in the middle of things and like I'm seeing things firsthand, and like I'm out there and I'm just seeing the ICE agents are in the streets, and like we're there seeing it, and it's like, oh shit. And then coming back home sucks. Coming back home and doing this sucks. I want to be out there. Okay, that's just what it is. So the reason why I've taken a while to come back to stream again and talk to you guys and go over the current events is just navigating that and being out there and coming back and going out there and coming back, and it sucks. I don't have the funding to stay out there. Okay, a lot of these other news platforms, guys, they get paid so much money. They're not doing it out of the kindness of their heart unless they're independent news. If they're independent media, yes, they're out there because they love it and because they want to provide good journalism. I'm not saying all news is like that, but they're well-funded. News and people that procure media are very well-funded. I am not. I'm just not, because I have the support of my own community. I'm truly independent. I don't have sponsors yet or anything. I will work on that through the winter though. We will get sponsors so I can pay for myself to stay out places. So I appreciate all you guys for the support in doing that. Otherwise, I would have just stayed in Chicago. Like I would just stay there, but I don't have the money to just like keep myself there and pay for the hotels, and it's money. Like it's a lot, and it is a lot, and it's a lot to ask regular people to support that. But that's why like news gets they get paid so much money because the fees, the lodging, the meals, the equipment, the technology, those cloud services you have to pay for, all of it. Okay, and it's millions of dollars go into it because of these types of people that we're going to talk about. These millionaires, billionaires put a lot of money into it. And on the right wing side of it, you got a lot of them paying provocateurs to do agitation propaganda. And so when you see like Cam Higbee going through protesters' stuff and like stealing shit, they get paid to do that. They get paid big money to do that. I'm not saying I want that. I don't want to be paid to do shit like that. I want to be paid to do work. Like I want to work. I want to be out there. I don't want to be here at home. I love being here. I like being here at home. Like talking to you guys. I like rant. I occasionally do like ranting about these types of people, but I'm so over it. How many more times do we need to rant about John Fetterman doing Republican stuff as a Democrat? I'm so over it. It's the same shit every time. Like nothing changes. Even after a big day of wins, like I'm like, oh, let's fire up the stream. Oh wow, Democrats are winning. Wow, golly, Democrat. Wow, Zoran won. Mamdani won the mayor race, and then we got the government shutdown too, which the Democrats were fighting for ACA subsidies, so that way people won't have their health care canceled because Republicans want to do that. They've been wanting to do it for 10 years, 10 years since Obama unveiled it. Since President Obama unveiled Obamacare, Republicans have been like, whoa. Nope, we're not doing that. Nope, we don't like that. That's communism. Nope, ACA is communism. It's socialism. And so this was the only fight to have while you don't have power. Okay, well, you're not in power. This is the only fight you can do, was to try to force the Republicans to come to the table with a deal for it. Otherwise, nothing. Otherwise, for all the people that were losing their SNAP and the airlines were getting shut down. And honestly, you know what? When it came to people on SNAP benefits, I support people that are on that. I was on that, by the way. I was on SNAP for a while, for like a year. There would have been grassroots ways to support that. Not everybody, not every single person, but there would have been grassroots efforts, and there were food shelves for getting, and honestly, it was helping too. It was helping food banks. Food banks were seeing a rise in stock, like over the past few weeks. Like a lot of people were putting a lot of energy and time into like feeding the hungry. And honestly, even when the government is about to open and we have SNAP benefits, there are a lot of people that are still homeless and hungry, like a fuckload. So it was helping a lot of things. It was helping people that even didn't have SNAP and they were hungry and they were getting food, because a lot of algorithmic attention was put onto hungry people because of SNAP. Okay, so it's just how it works. So a lot of people were getting that, and we could have done a lot of work while the government is shut down to build that up and build the food banks up and really work and put effort into that. And then what do the Democrats do? What did the Democratic Party do? I can't stand it over here. I hate it here. You can't was the winning too much? Was it just too much winning? Whoa, no thank you. Nope. Hey, this was the only leverage that the Democratic Party had. This is the only leverage that the Democratic Party had. You don't have anything. You don't have control of shit. The president is Trump. The Republicans control the House and the Senate. They have the Supreme Court. This was the only move. This was the only thing that you could do, is like, and the pressure was, and as much as the Republicans were posting on everything, they were using the full weight of the government propaganda arm to say, this is the Democrats. Democrats shut down. Democrats shut it down. Airport, Democrats shut it down. Okay? Guess what? None of that mattered. People were like, it's Republicans. They're trying, Republicans. They have full control. Trump's distracting from the Epstein files. Nah, this is on them. And then these losers are like, we need to. Honestly, do you know what I think it was? Do you know what I really think it was? And hear me out. Democrats saw the amount of attention that Mamdani got and the amount of hype that was getting and the wins. And I'm not kidding you. We're like, we need to cool out. The Democratic Party is not built for like actual progressive charge of like change. It's not. And if you think it is, you need to go and do a lap outside and run in a circle and like touch the grass and just like touch it. There's people that can come up within it that are like that, but they're usually like, hey, just quiet down, all right? They're usually like those the onesies and twosies within the Democratic Party that are progressive that come out are usually put in a corner. Or usually have to build up their own thing or do their own thing to get attention, because the establishment of the Democratic Party doesn't want that, because they're just there to stall and delay Republicans' fascism and on corporate enrichments, because they're getting on it too. The Republican Party is purely to just enrich billionaires. That's it. Nothing else. Republican Party is literally just to build up rich people and keep enriching the rich. That is literally it. That is the platform. They lie about American, they LARP about Americanism and this and wear the flag and all this bullshit and Christian nationalism and all this other horseshit. It's all horseshit. It's all just distractions to get the rich richer. That's it for Republicans. Democratic Party, on the other hand, here, yes, there's people that are like that in there, but they're really just a fucking doorstop. They're really just a controlled resistance or whatever. Like, this is insane. And to have Chuck Schumer as the leader come out and say, hey, I'm voting no. You are the leader. You got to tell them to vote no too. You tell them. But Chuck Schumer was like, oh, it's no skin off my nose. And all these people, they're not up for re-election for like 4 years, or they're not running. And in 4 years from now, no one's gonna care about this. No one's gonna remember the shutdown. Really, no one's gonna talk about it. No one's gonna be mad about it anymore. A couple people will remember it, but they know America has short-term memory problems. It's why we think we have fucking Trump as president again. Hello, how do you think Trump is president? Americans don't give a fuck, really. So none of this is really. That's why they were like calculating, like, Trump is still president. There'll be a lot happening. People will forget. Let's just reopen the government. Give the Republicans back what they want. It's insane because there's nothing else. I really think it was because of how well Mamdani did and the amount of energy that like progressive side of the Democratic Party was getting, and Chuck Schumer had to pull the brakes. Chuck Schumer had to say, whoa, no, hold on. We're resistance libs, but like we're not gonna go full. We can't topple this thing now. That's too much now. That's way too much. No. Bipartisan. It's insane. When the Republican Party is not about that at all. They're about enriching billionaires and millionaires, and even if you're on the left, like they'll help you. Like if you're gonna further their goals, like Cuomo. Right? You saw how easily the Republicans can be like, oh, we like Cuomo, we'll do Cuomo. And he's literally a criminal. Okay, they'll use some Democrats for that. But in terms of whatever, like the Republican Party has no interest in bipartisanship. They don't care about connecting with the other side of the aisle and reaching the other side and working with, no, fuck no. Hell the fuck no. And the Democratic Party, if they're not about that, then it's cooked. And I am personally over it. I know the Republican Party inside and out. I know their tactics. I know their strategies. I was a part of it. And to see the opposite side not have any interest in that at all sucks. And I hate it here. It sucks so hard. Whether you're not like people hate winning over here. I don't understand it. You just had a full fucking sweep of like in margins, and not just that, but margins that are like would change the trajectory of like the midterms or even the presidential election in some states of what we just saw like a few days ago during the gubernatorial election and the mayoral race. It's insane. It's literally insane because you're controlled opposition. That Democratic Party is just controlled opposition from what I'm seeing. There's no like, if you're looking at the Democratic Party as like a fight, and they're the ones that are like the fighters that are trying to steer America back to like be America good again. Fuck no. Hell no. That is up to the individuals. That is up to us, the individual, not these people. Hell no. You just saw that. You just learned that firsthand. Hell no. Okay. Do you know what's even crazier? I'm just thinking, you know what I have, ironically of all this, you know what I have in my head, right? As much as I'm not doing it again. I'm not going as hard for any Democratic politician again as I did, like, because I was posting about Harris all the time. Well, vote for Harris. Hey, Harris this, Harris that, Harris this, Harris that. Donald Trump is he's the guy, he's the Republican. We got to beat him. And then I'm at the Democratic National Convention, right? And I'm like a fucking clown. And I'm at the Democratic National Convention, and I'm outside, right? And I use my platform for Harris and Walz and Democrats this and Democrats that. And who am I talking to outside of the Democratic National Convention? Charlie Kirk. Okay. I'm interviewing Charlie Kirk. And what happens after the interview? He walks into the DNC. He walks in. What do? I don't even have an invite. I don't even know how to get into the fucking thing. You have security, but I guess Charlie Kirk, when he was still alive, got to go in. You know where I was forced to go to the Palestine protest, because they don't have fucking any support for anyone that's actually trying to fight, unless you're like trying to be attached to the politics of it. And I don't. I'm done with it. Like I care. Like I want it. I want them to do well in terms of individual politicians, and in their platforms and their policies. But as the I don't want to be a Democratic Party influencer. I don't fucking want to do that. This shit's loser shit. I don't want to be like, I would want to put my name on that. I hate losing. I fucking hate losing. I hate being a part of performative shit. So losing, performative shit, and like just grift, like just being there. Just being there just to be there. I don't fucking hate that. I hate that shit. I won't go. Like if it's just some shit where you're just fucking there and nothing's happening, I don't want to go. I don't want to be a part of it. So it's really just up to the individual at this point. Yeah, I don't want to be I'm not a Democrat. I've never was a Democratic Party influencer. I don't know what I thought I was. I don't know why I did, but I'm not doing that. I'm not going to be driving people to the Democratic Party. I'm not, or obviously not I'm going to be shitting on Republicans forever. So that's just natural, but I'm not going to be trying to bring people to the Democratic Party. No interest in doing that. I'm out. This is cucked energy. The one fight you had, the one thing you had, and because there is no like, oh, rainy day, the rain check, let's do the fight next time. No, we're in it now. No, you're in the fight now. And then also they're like, Republicans said that they will come back with the ACA subsidies. They said they said they will. We'll do a bill. We'll do a bill in the future with no guarantees at all or anything. They're like, in what? Why would you think the Republican Party would want to do anything with Obamacare or the ACA in the future? This was the fight now. The fight over ACA was this. This was it. I'm not even on ACA. I'm on veteran healthcare. And then after that, I'm going to be able to afford better healthcare because I'm privileged. Okay. It's shit that isn't going to affect me really, unfortunately, but it'll affect friends I have. It'll affect my friends. It'll affect people that I know. It'll affect people I don't know. And I still care then. But even then, like none of this actually affects me personally. And it's just crazy to me. And like the politics of like Zoran's campaign needs to take hold, and how he was out there engaging with workers. He was engaging with people. He was talking to them, keeping them involved. And that's like the politics I'm looking for. And if that doesn't exist, then I'm out on all of it. If the politician is not engaging with the like people and like literally doing Mandami, if that's not what's happening, I'm not interested at all. Like, I don't care. I don't care about your focus groups. I don't care about your stupid bullshit the Democratic Party does. I'm over it. I'm so done with them, dude. It's just sad. It's sad. Weak sadness that I've just watched for the last fucking 3 years, 4 years since, you know what? Honestly, since Biden won, just weak shit after weak shit after weak shit, nonstop. But when it came to Biden winning, Trump, nothing happened to Trump. Department of Justice did nothing to Trump after January 6th. Biden was weak. When it came to Russia's invasion of Ukraine, Biden sucked. When it came to Israel's genocide of Gaza, sucked. That's the reason why they lost in 2024. And then you don't even hold a primary. Okay? You don't take the election of 2024 yourselves seriously. The people did. Voters did. I'm not saying the voters. I'm talking about the politicians right now. The politicians didn't give a fuck, actually. Because there's no way in hell you saw that Trump was coming and he was going to be president again, or he was running for president again. And you don't even hold a primary. You don't even hold anything. You don't even hold anything. And the rest of us had to just make sense of it in the moment. Like, oh, fuck, like, this is just what we got. Trump is running again. He's going to be terrible. He's going to destroy the country as we're living in right now. So a lot of us had foresight into that because of Trump's rhetoric and what he was talking about, his rallies, all of that. We saw it coming. So the Democratic Party, what did they do? Oh, fuck it. Kamala Harris, I guess. That's what their attitude was. Like, shit, Kamala. Here's Kamala. And that's just not, that sucks. That sucks. And then this sucks. This is loser energy. Loser energy. Okay? And especially when you have people out there like this. This is what the energy of the protests are. That's what happened in 2020. The 2020 protests were not, no, that's what helped me get away from Republicans, was because, in a different way, was because you had MAGA in my comments being like, Democrats doing this, and I'd be like, the Democrats aren't even out here. This isn't a Democratic thing. Like the Democratic Party finds opportunities. Like, people will go out and gather. Like, for example, say I had 100 people and we're like, we're mad about this thing. Let's go protest this thing. And we go out there, we protest this thing. Democratic Party will go, let's use that. Use that. And then they'll go out there and show up to the fucking thing. And then they'll co-opt it. And then they'll be at the thing, and then the Republicans go, oh, look, a Democrat thing. It's a Democrat party. Every, like, Black Lives Matter protest, the politicians came after. Like, they would come, and not like after it was done. I'm talking like the thing would be scheduled. People would be out there. A Democratic Party would be like, oh, okay, we best go attend. There's some voters out there. Or something. Like, they're not the ones driving it. Whereas, like, in the Republican Party, all of the chaos you see, like the Turning Point USA, all of the MAGA shit, the party itself is driving all of that. I'm not saying I want the Democrats to do that, but they're not driving anything. They're not driving fucking anything. It's the people are driving it, and then they take it afterwards and make it theirs and start bringing their shit people to it. That's what happened. What's happening with the 50501 protests. Like, they started off with just angry people on Reddit going to the Capitol mad. And then now you got Democratic politicians showing up to them, which is fine, I guess. I don't really, it doesn't really bother me like that. I'm just saying that that's how it works. Like, they don't drive shit. They're not driving anything. They're not running anything. They never do. Whereas on the Republican side, as fucked as they are, they're driving it at least. And it's not bad. It's not good though. It's not good driving. They're driving us into fascism, obviously, and off a cliff, but they're driving it. They're molding it. They're the ones crafting everything for the Republican side. All the lies, all the deceit, all the bullshit. They're the ones doing it. The Democratic Party does fucking nothing. They show up after people do the thing. Or like, you got a grassroots thing that people put their time and money into, and their own personal time and money into, and they're out there organizing, and then the Democratic Party will show up after the fact. And yes, sometimes they'll give you money too. They'll be like, oh, we actually like this thing. Here's some more money to help you with it. And then obviously that'll work out, because then you can build your grassroots thing up more, whatever. But they are never the ones out there making decisions and moves and like, we need to do this, we need to do that, we should do this thing. Oh, this is a good, no, they are like reactionaries. And then, like, honestly, yes, and that should tell you how much power you have, because, well, even this failed, but Chuck Schumer looks at how much people hate him. That's why he had to cuck out and say, no, I'm voting no. I want to vote no and let others vote yes. Because he's aware of the pushback that can happen. In Republican world, you're in a cult. So if you push back, you're cooked. You're done. You're done. You're out. In Republican world, if you push back against Trump and MAGA, you the individual are done. In Democratic world, there's a lot of power there. People can get these people out, but I don't know what happens, honestly. I'm just recently starting to track localized Democratic elections, but you have Democratic power in terms of people have more power than the Republicans do. You have more people power by like tenfold on the left than you do on the right. The right has no the right is like drone. They're all zombie drones. They have no individual thought. They do what the party and Trump tells them to do. On the other side, you got a bunch of people that are not led by the party. They're led by their own thoughts and beliefs and whatnot. And then the party's got to like wield it and like figure out how to use it. And there needs to be like more of a connection on the Democratic side if if this is going to continue or not. I don't care, actually, to be honest. Like, it's insane. I can't. I couldn't believe that it happened. That they're like, we're gonna vote yes, and I didn't want to do a stream. I don't want to react to it, as I hate reacting to losers. I hate it. I can't stand it. I can't watching MAGA doing their thing, and I can't watch Democrats cuck out. It's terrible. It's actually terrible content to watch. So, and we'll watch when the government reopens here tomorrow. I think when the House votes. I think Speaker Johnson opens it tomorrow. Or they're gonna vote. Actually, let's get the latest on that. I don't know where we're at. Bill to end the government shutdown heads of the House, but there's air travel still. House is expected to vote, yeah, tomorrow. Okay, so I was right. Good. I'm paying attention a little bit. So tomorrow we will do a stream reacting to the government opening in the House. So we'll have that. We'll watch it. When that's all going down, and react live tomorrow. The House is expected to vote tomorrow over on a funding bill to reopen the government after a small band of Senate Democrats voted with the GOP last night to advocate it. The measure doesn't secure Democrats' demand of extending. They don't do anything, but it restores critical services. And you know what? I'm gonna be honest. Can I say something spicy? When it comes to federal workers, on the totem pole lower than people that are not federal workers. Because you know what, this helps federal workers, but they get back pay. They have the ultimate. They have the ultimate amount of their union. They got medical benefits, dental health benefits, all of that shit. Like, they're good. You know what? You know that the health subsidies will hurt all of the rest of the workers that not have their health care. And like regular Americans. I'm not saying that federal workers aren't regular Americans. I'm saying that there's been more motion to try to get federal workers restored and the airport. And it's because the airport is like a lot of money and a lot of air travel and a lot of travel, and it's a lot of people to use it. So it was an inconvenient time. But I already told you, though, the food aid would have been taken care of through the grassroots efforts through food banks. And I was seeing it happen. And I was on WCCO radio. I wasn't interviewed or anything. I was just listening to it. And they were organizing some food drives here in Minnesota. And they were shouting out businesses that were giving out free meals to people that just needed them during the shutdown. I was like, oh, damn. So it is possible. But all that gets killed in the end because of these stupid fucking Democrats. So the federal worker pay, they're good. They will be. I was a federal worker in terms of them. I was in the military. You'll get your back pay. Okay, they'll get their back pay, and they get a shitload of else. But anyways, these expiring health subsidies though affect more. And it was a bigger fight than restoring the pay for federal workers and the food aid right now. Because that's going to fuck over more people in the long run, longer than this 30-some plus days that the Democrats held out. And it's so stupid. And then you get nothing. You don't get shit. You get nothing out of it. You did all this, Yeah, and then honestly, this is going to probably hurt the Democrats, and now the Republicans are going to boost, and you'll have regular people that go, "Oh, so it was the Democrats then? Oh, so the Democrats were the ones that were holding up the government? Oh, okay. Oh, okay." And then all of the winning you just had, and all of the energy and momentum you've just had, is gone, gone, out of there, no more. It's just dumb shit, and you need all of the fucking momentum you can going into the midterms. Knowing what we know about Project 2025, Trump has no interest in leaving the presidency. It's so dumb. That's why I'm on my gaming channel. I'm back on my gaming channel again for a while if I'm back out on the streets covering shit like I was. That's what I want to do. I would rather do that over video games all day long. Put me out in the streets, have me film ICE, send me to a protest. I'll do that. That's what I want to do. But like when it comes to the politics of this, I care less because these people suck ass and we're just kind of along for the ride. You guys can watch like other streamers for political influencing of terms of like, the Democrats should do this now. Like, I don't fucking care what they do at this point. I do not care. Like if I see a politician like Mamdani, I'll give some hype there. Mamdani is my standard. And I'm not kidding. I'm not going to, oh, Mercado, this person's a centrist and this person, oh, fuck that. Fuck them then. Especially fuck them. If they're centrist. Holy shit, what a useless person. What an absolute useless person politically to be a centrist. Fuck, are you mean? Oh, I just want to find the most bipartisan, do nothing politics. No, I'm done with it. And that's like a lot of the Democrats. A lot of Democrats are like that. A lot of liberals are like that. Oh, but this person is like, fuck out of here, dude. And my standard is my standard. And I have standards. Okay. So when it comes, I see lots of tweets calling for Chuck Schumer to step down as leader. Nobody has asked me, but I agree. We got Jon Stewart had a take on Comedy Central. Then we'll move on to another topic because I'll be ranting about this tomorrow again. Well, we'll just be talking about this. I stopped here because I was like, yeah, we're gonna watch this on the stream. So Jon Stewart, GOAT, who probably honestly at this point, because Trump is the leader of the Republican Party, these are the type of people the Democrats should be probably rallying around. I'm not kidding. Not any, no more actual like politicians. No, people don't like them. I don't even like that anymore. No one does. Who does? You need people that are interesting. You need people that are interesting and that actually like say what they mean and mean what they say. Jon Stewart is one of those.
Hey, welcome to the Daily Show. My name is Jon Stewart. We've got an unbelievable show for you tonight. Later on, we're going to be joined out here, as Veterans Day is coming up, by Representatives Chris DeLuzio and Pat Ryan, co-chairs of the Democratic Veterans Caucus.
So that does nothing. You need to ask how to get progressives elected. Progressives get elected when they're engaging with people and they're out there and being populists. Mamdani is the blueprint. You won in New York City. That is the blueprint. That is the standard. That is what you do. You do that. That's how you win. You do exactly that. Obviously, you can't copy his font of his name and the aesthetics of his shit, but like in terms of his engagement, what he was doing, he's in the streets and interviewing people, like just doing it all. Honestly, from what I saw from his social media, that is what you do as a progressive to get involved and get people voting for you. And you have to be a populist, which means you can't have the most cringe hyper takes on some things. And if it's like a take that you're like, I'm not going to get the most people to move on this one, then you store it for later and use it when it's more politically relevant, because not everything is politically relevant at the time, and you're not going to get motion on political shit. And a lot of progressive stuff is like good. It's all good, but you can't do it all at once. And you have to understand the political climate of like the moment. So right now it's affordability. It's about how much things cost. That is what you do. That is what you focus on. Things that cost a lot of money. I can't afford things. Can you afford things? Oh, let's talk about it.
They'll be out here in a little bit. Why not? They'll be showing us how to make their favorite dishes for Veterans Day. But let's start tonight. Let's start tonight's show with the big news out of Washington on the shutdown. By the way, tonight's show will be brought to you by I Can't F***ing Believe It. I can't f***ing believe it.
I'm telling you, chat. Like I know it. I know I give a perception like and I'm more left leaning now. I for sure am more left leaning, but I was Republican my whole life, and I've been Democrat for like 5 minutes, and I sucks here. Winning is, why do you not like winning? Is winning bad? Is winning like too much? Is it cringe? Oh, we did too much. What is going on? The fuck is happening?
For when the I can't believe it Edvard Munch scream emoji doesn't quite convey how much you cannot f***ing believe it. And what, you ask, is it? Well, it is the Democrats. You remember the Democrats? They shut down the government last month for a very particular reason.
Any deal must secure the extension of the ACA tax credits.
This is about my party saying enough is enough.
Democrats will not back down.
Right.
Do not stop fighting.
Hell yeah.
This fight until we win this fight.
Because why? Because when we fight, we what? We win, right?
Because we know we're on the right side of this fight.
It's literally life or death. So Democrats have 3 words.
With his stupid pants.
This. No way.
Well, funny story.
Well.
Yes, Charles Schumer's 3 words were no match for these 5 other words.
You said, what was your honest thoughts on Walz? Walz carried that campaign. What do you mean? Are you serious? If Kamala didn't pick Walz, it would have been even more over with. Tim Walz provided the energy into that thing, and was people were like attached to the campaign because of Tim Walz. What do you mean?
Democrats cave on the shutdown.
Excuse me? Cave on the shutdown? Huh? Not this forceful, young, authentic Democratic Party that hangs out down by the river. And curses in what appears to be a cerulean blue blazer.
Literally, bro. It's so great.
And I say, no f***ing way. No, they f***ing caved on the shutdown.
Facts.
Not even a full week removed from the best election night results they've had in years. 7 Democratic senators voted with their Republican counterparts to end the shutdown and reopen the government. And did they get?
Is anyone surprised about Fetterman? Boy, did that guy he used the Democratic Party to get in office. Because of his condition, he's not going to win in the Republican Party. So he got to use the Democrats because of his condition, and people felt bad because he's wearing fucking basketball shorts in a hoodie. And at first, when that happened, I'm like, oh, okay, he's wearing basketball shorts and a hoodie. That's kind of cool. It's kind of different up there. But now that he's literally just like a Gaza, like a genocide supporter, it's one thing. I don't think there's anything separate of like supporting Israel and supporting the actual genocide. I think it's like the same thing. But I mean, Fetterman has been he's been like beyond just casual support to Israel of like, oh yeah, I support Israel and the right to exist and blah, 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 blah. No, he's like, Mr. Fetterman, or Senator, did you see that Israel bombed another hospital yesterday? And then he'd go like this. He'd go, oh, I support Israel. Nope. Gaza? Psh, what's that? Israel. That's Fetterman on what's happening there. That's what he's been like. So over time, I've just like hated him more and more and more because it's like his takes are specifically like not trying to like, he's not even trying to walk on that, that tightrope about it, because the people do that. A lot of people do that. He is full on like, yeah, the based genocide is based, kill more Gazans. Like that's what Fetterman is. He is that about the war. And what Israel's doing into Gaza. He's not trying to like even be humanitarian at all about the situation.
Their extended healthcare subsidies?
Democrats wanted the deal to include extending subsidies for the Affordable Care Act. Instead, they got a promise to vote on it at a later date.
I cannot believe it! You had the wind at your back. Election victories all over the country. The new Sydney Sweeney movie, box office bupkis.
Is Sydney Sweeney actually like MAGA, or do they just kind of make her MAGA? As the right wing kind of made her MAGA, or is she actually? I don't know. I feel like that's happening.
Apparently, her new MAGA fan base didn't show up in droves to see a biopic about a lesbian professional boxer who overcomes domestic violence.
I think she doesn't have any, like, she doesn't really have a thought. I don't think the light bulb goes off, but I don't think she's MAGA. I could be wrong. I haven't ever heard her make a take on anything. I think she would, but I think MAGA just was like, oh, blonde, attractive girl. She's ours. And like, is like making her MAGA and the propaganda of it all. But I don't even know if she even knows what that is. I'm being so serious.
Let's deliver truth. Who could have seen that coming? Democrats, you sold out the entire shutdown not to get what you wanted, but for a promise to not get what you wanted later. Where in the art of war? Hold on. Where in the art of... Okay, here it is. I got it. Sun Tzu said, never press your advantage. It's unseemly.
It's unseemly.
Fighting's hard. How about a snack?
Oh my God.
And by the way, what good does a promise of a Senate vote?
Like, brother, you have the Republican Party. They don't give a fuck about optics. They don't care about the fallout. They don't care about anything. They're just full sending into their Project 2025 fascism. Project 2025. Oh, there it is. Democratic Party. Nope. Don't have. No, we can't do it. Republicans won't like it. We can't do it. Republicans they won't like it. Or our purple voters would be upset. The Republicans are, oh my God, brother. You got like yin and yang. You got night and day here for like how the politics act in each party. And a lot of people say this crazy shit like two wings, same bird. They're both the government. They're the government. They're America for sure. But like in the strategy of each one, there couldn't be any different. They couldn't. They're completely different in terms of how their strategy, how it's employed, how their policy goals, all of that is completely different, right? And you have to understand that. And you can, and honestly, it's not a wrong take to say two wings, same bird. They're the U.S. government. They're our government. All right. So, I mean, it's not totally incorrect. And I don't even push back when people say that, because I mean, they're not wrong. But when you actually want to go deeper into it, they are different. They're completely different. And the Republican Party, when they win, they know how to highlight their wins. They know how to win more. They know how to just, even if it's against morals and against the whatever, they don't give a fuck. And if the Democratic Party is not about that, then you're not going to win, and you're not going to do well, or you'll have like a mid-win. You'll get a centrist in there, and then guess what? 3 years of right-wing propaganda, and that's going to get flipped back, and then we'll be in even further fascism, and then you'll have like worse than Trump, because that's what if the Democrats do this thing where they're like, we need centrism, we need a lib, or like we just need a regular person, like that is not going to move. That we need to move the needle. The needle is so far right. The needle needs to move back. And by putting a mid fucking nothing person in there, that needle isn't going to move. They'll break that meter and it'll go further right somehow. It'll go even further because you've done nothing to pull the needle actually back from there and put accountability onto it. You've done nothing. Centrism is nothing.
Even do for you, Democrats. You don't control the Senate. Do you even know how this shit works? Let's just say, for schnicks, that you managed to win a vote in the Senate, which you haven't done all year. Do you know what happens then? I mean, give me. Hold
Thank you, Elish, for the gifted.
I want to show you.
I'm just a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill.
This is what my teacher did. This is what my teachers did. Do they show Schoolhouse Rock anymore? This is out of date now, huh? Yep. The teacher would roll it in. We'd be in our social studies class, and this is where we learned how the government worked.
Well, I can't stay mad at Bill. But the point is this. Let's just say.
Oh, and Ma Dinky gets the gifted. There you go.
You pass a bill out of the Senate that you don't control as Democrats. Guess what happens then?
Now I go to the House of Representatives and they vote on me.
Do you go to the House of Representatives?
It's got to go there. Who controls the House? Mike Johnson. And Mike Johnson don't do nothing for Democrats. But he's going to now. He's going to do it now, though, because, man, we fought hard. We had a good fight for a little bit. And that is now empowered Mike Johnson to do it. That'll do it for sure.
But they don't vote on it because Democrats don't control the House of Representatives either. Let's live in your 8-senator fantasy land, and let's say you somehow convince old Cowlick McBabyface to hold
Cowlick McBabyface
that House of Representatives vote, and you win that one as well. Guess what happens then?
Well, then I'm off to the White House where I wait in a line.
Then Trump would have to sign it. So, and you guys know how Trump feels about Obamacare and ACA. So even if you do get Mike Johnson to sign off on it, which now the Democrats have zero leverage. They gave away all their leverage. There's no reason for him to. And then especially then you have to have Trump do it. Oh my God. Happy Veterans Day, Merrick. Thank you, Bert Gummer. Thank you. There is no strategy for this at all. There is nothing positive that comes out of this.
With a lot of other bills for the president to sign.
The president. Yeah. You get it past the Senate, you get it past the House, and then the president of the United States. Right? You remember him? This guy?
Obamacare is a disaster.
Yeah, that f***ing guy. The Obamacare is a disaster guy. The guy who spent the weekend posting about how Barack Obama is collecting millions of dollars in royalties from Obamacare, a fact that Trump picked up from an 8-year-old satire article.
Which is also ironic because the inverse is true. Because Trump's unveiling his own Trump RX and his own Trump medical shit. And obviously he'll get all of that. He'll enrich himself off of that. Oh, we got a healthcare plan for you. It's called Trump Health. So they're blaming Obama for the very thing that the Trump administration is about to do.
Democrats, you gave up the only leverage you had.
You did.
Without getting commitments from Trump or Mike Johnson.
Yep.
I cannot believe it. Surely someone in the party understands that offering a vote in the Senate without a commitment that it would pass or that the House would even take it up is an empty offer.
Right. Like it's common sense. So, right. There got to be somebody in the Democratic Party that can speak through this, right?
Offering a vote in the Senate
Tim Kaine.
without a commitment that it would pass, without a commitment that the House would even take it up is an empty offer.
Well, it's an empty offer, Tim. Empty offer, Tim Kaine. Let's see. Well, how did you vote on it?
This guy gets it. Tim Kaine.
Now what? Then how do you vote?
You don't see him as one of the 8 voting yes.
Virginia Senator Tim Kaine was a yes.
I can't believe it! And for what? There's got to be someone in this party who understands what's at stake with these expiring subsidies. Senator Jeanne Shaheen.
I had a meeting with some constituents last Friday when I was in New Hampshire. One was a man, he said, if I didn't have that insurance through the Affordable Care Act, I would not have gone to the doctor. I would not have gotten my cancer treated. Wow. And I would be dead by now. Wow. That's what this fight is about.
Wow, what a serious fight. How did you vote? Damn.
That's somebody.
Literally.
Who's not going to roll over. That is somebody who has the moral clarity, and she voted yes, didn't she?
Jeanne Shaheen decided to vote.
Weak. These old ass fucking looking like she's got her hairstyle is from 30 years ago, 40 years ago, 50 years ago. These Democrats have to go. And if they don't, we're never leaving this. And it's going to get worse. It's going to get worse. It's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. This shit, the ACA doesn't affect these Democrats. The healthcare they are millionaires. They don't care about any of this shit. This is for the poors. These are benefits for the poors. Fuck them. They don't care. This isn't, and that's why you need politicians that are like connected to struggles, that understand it, like that are more progressive, because they have either been a part of a struggle themselves, have struggled themselves, or are in a community of people that are struggling. And these Democrats don't know what the fuck that's like. They've never struggled. They've never had personal adversity except for on the campaign trail. They've struggled in their politics and have taken L's because someone else beat them in the politics. That's their struggles. They haven't had to work. They haven't had to work with their hands. They've never had to clock in. Never had to show up in anything. They don't even show up to their own job half the time of like their elected position. They don't even go. They're not. The government is still shut down because the House of Representatives isn't in DC. Mike Johnson sent them home. They've just been chilling. They've been on vacation for 30 plus. They got an extended vacation, almost a 40-day vacation. Fuck you mean? They don't care about any. They're doing this because they don't care. It doesn't affect them. Why would they care about something that really doesn't affect them or any of their friends or anyone they know? They have constituents it affects, but the federal workers have voted for him, but the regular, the dad with the cancer, the TSA agent at the airline, they've had 2 weeks with no pay. That's what then they get back pay, right? Just dumb.
Oh yes.
I'm sorry. I care less. I care about workers. I want workers to do well. I care less about a TSA airport federal aid worker than I would over someone that's trying to provide for their family. And that federal worker, is still trying to provide for their family. But boy, do they have more benefits and more safety nets being a federal worker than a non-federal worker and someone that's just trying to work for some whatever LLC out here or some business or corporation that are just trying to get by. And then they don't have any of that. They might have a health care through their employer, maybe. Or maybe they have a 401k plan, maybe, but it's poop. Also, yes, first, last name, good point. Shutdown is temporary. Losing these ACA is forever. Losing your health care is forever until you get a different one, and then you're probably paying way more. If you're paying a certain cost now, and you had ACA, if this all fails, you're going to have to get a different healthcare and pay a shitload more, a fuckload more. And that isn't going to be viable for a lot of people. They're just going to have to go without it, which that is not good for their health, but they have to choose. Like they have to provide for their families. They have to put food on the table. They got kids to raise. They got stuff to do. And so they have to make a decision now, their personal health and the costs that go into that, or providing for their family. And in America, we shouldn't have that. That's insane. You shouldn't have that to make that decision in this country.
That was the most weirdly coordinated boo. Not only was it coordinated, here was the most beautiful part about that boo. It started at a low timbre, and then it grew, and then a staccato. Jean Shaheen. And you know what she did that's almost worse? After a month of standing on principle because of the needs of her constituents, she now uses those same constituents as her cover for cowardice.
Yep.
When I talk to my constituents in New Hampshire, you know what they say to me? They say, why can't you all just work together to address the problems that are facing this country?
Then what was your answer to them when they say that? Why can't you all just work together? Clearly this person is ignorant on politics. I was asking them, but you tell them, well, we're trying to fight for your ACA benefits. I don't have ACA benefits. Well, you might someday. You don't know. You might need the benefits someday. That's why they're there. And then if they're not there, oops, guess what then? Oh man, you better hope you have good relationships with your family members. They can send you some money, right? You better hope all your shit. I better hope you don't have any bad beef with family. Better fix all that, because you're gonna need help. Your government ain't gonna help you at all. This is what this shit is for. So that way we're paying for it with your taxes. Most major countries, developed countries, have healthcare. Europe does. There's no reason that our country does not have healthcare, universal healthcare at all. Argentina has it. And they're giving them money for their farms. Our farmers are going hungry. Our farmers are going bankrupt. They're losing their farms. But Argentina, they need more money for their farms. They have health care. Nuts.
Really? Even the cancer guy? He's saying that now? That's not what he was saying before, but now he's like, look, what I said earlier about wanting to live, I didn't know that the alternative was a spirit of bipartisan cooperation. I was just thinking, I want lungs. And by the way, doing exactly what the Republicans wanted isn't working together.
Literally.
That's not working together. That's just doing what, Mr. Sawyer and I worked together to paint this fence. No.
Yeah, and that's what the Republicans are like. They're like, we need full control of the government and some Democrats. And then we can, and then we'll do government. The Republican Party is like, we're only effective if we have full control over everything plus some Democrats. And even then we want more, not enough. Those Democrats, they actually, no, they can't be Democrats. They're Republicans with us. That's their mindset. The Republican mindset is you're with us or you're against us. Democratic mindset is, let's not do too much. It might stress us out. And bipartisanship is good. Centrism, both sides. Fuck out of here, dude.
He made you paint it. And then he just jumped in at the end and was like, we can't free Jim. It's not bipartisan. Yeah, that's what happened. Mm-hmm. You don't remember the book? That's what happened. I didn't remember it either, but one of the writers. And you might be wondering to yourself there, well, where's Democratic leader? Mr. No way Chuck Schumer.
Yeah.
During all this. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he is on your social feeds. Glasses in the ready position, putting on a show.
Democrats have been fighting to get the Senate to address the health care crisis. This bill does nothing to ensure that crisis is addressed.
Nothing.
I am voting no, and I will keep fighting.
I don't believe this. And I mean that now literally. Chuck Schumer, your protestation be not believable. Look.
Not at all, especially since you're the leader. You're the minority leader, and you and Hakeem Jeffries had no problem in the House keeping all the Democrats in rank and file and not voting with the Republicans for anything.
Either all 8 senators who voted to capitulate coincidentally are not up for re-election in 2026, or Chuck Schumer worked behind the scenes to give into the Republicans while still protecting vulnerable Democrats, including himself.
That's exactly what he did. Both. It was both.
You know, that's right. You know, humorously, after the election, I mentioned to a couple of political analysts in the afterglow, post-coital, about how the Democrats were going to squander their hard-earned electoral victories.
And I guess the question next for both of you is, how will they squander it? How?
He was right.
How will they piss this away?
You know, the only thing I love more than seeing my face on TV is seeing it on a webcam with no filters. Talk about needing health care, my God. Is jaundice contagious? What the? But it's a fair question. How would Democrats piss this away? Apparently, they did it something like this. Acting. This is a world-class collapse by Democrats. It would be like being up 10 points with 3 minutes left to go in a game and still finding a way to miraculously...
No, it's like, no, just use real life. It's like when the Falcons were up on the Patriots in like, what was it, 2018 Super Bowl? They're up like 25-3, right?
Lose it for the 4th time in just 1 month.
Where is that? Hold on. Falcons, Patriots. Yeah. Oh, 28-3. It was worse. I got the score wrong. Atlanta was up 28-3 in the 3rd quarter with 2 minutes left and lost. And they lost the Super Bowl to Tom fucking Brady. That's 34-28. That's like the Democratic Party right here.
For those of you who don't follow the New York Football Giants, because let's say you value your time on this earth, this is a football team that on 3 separate occasions this season has blown games that, statistically speaking, based on their sizable leads vis-a-vis the amount of time left in the athletic contest, they had a 95 to 99% chance of winning. I refer you, for instance, to this win probability chart from Sunday's game against the Chicago Bears, where you can see the New York Giants' chance of victory climbs to 97% before
then
they
plummeted.
their own dicks and fall down a flight of stairs. And again, I don't want to get too inside football here, but you're not supposed to do that. I have not had a good weekend.
Well, Jackson Dart went out though, so the Giants were going to make it a comeback. Yeah, it's Scatabo and Jackson Dart, and they're smoking it, and then they both got hurt now.
Now, for those of you who believe that professional sports and politics are an inept comparative,
no, they're together. Especially, are you kidding me? No, you got sports. We'll get to that in a second. We're getting to that next. You think sports and politics are separate? They've always actually been together. Sports and politics have always been together. People that like it was the right wing because, and I don't not view like in terms of like when Colin Kaepernick was kneeling or when you got like the end racism and that's not politics to me. And it's it's the right wing that's created that reality for America. That statements like that is political. That it's bullshit. It's just humanity. That it shouldn't be politics. What we're seeing now, though, You got Stephen A. Smith is running for politics, and he's got a political show, and you had what's his name? Pat McAfee had Trump on today on Pat McAfee show. That's politics. Okay. There was no the Democratic Party wasn't using the NFL or any organization to further the Democratic Party goals, which, what are those? They're not, that wasn't happening at all. It's like social issues amongst the people that the right wing labeled as politics. And that's their whole game. That's the right wing game. It's like anything that's good for humanity, that's political. We can't talk about that. That's political. Because they're dumb as fuck and don't have a take on anything, and that's too much for their stupid brains to think. So Republicans just can't do it. So it's and racism. Oh, that's politics. Yeah, it's political. It's insane. My brain doesn't work that way, and I just reject the premise of it being political messaging when you have like end racism on helmets. Or like this, or George Floyd, not a politician, not political. Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud, none of these three are politicians. And do you know who made those issues political? Is the right wing. George Floyd, not a politician. Breonna Taylor, not a politician. Ahmaud Arbery, not a politician. Botham Jean, none of these are politicians. They're regular people that were murdered by the hands of the police. And because the right wing doesn't know what fucking politics are, actually, because people that are like left leaning or just in general, not even left leaning, because I was right wing as fuck when I saw George Floyd murdered, and I didn't need Trump or any Republican to tell me to care about George Floyd. I saw that video and I saw the stream of what happened to George Floyd, and I was like, that was fucked up. He shouldn't have been murdered. That was sick watching that stream. But because right-wing world is so it's up its own fucking ass, all of this means this politics. This is politics. You're fucking morons. Okay? And that's made the reality of being on the Democratic side a lot harder, because right-wing world will label this politics. But then when you actually literally have the fucking president calling into sports shows and doing political propaganda on your Pat McAfee show, I guess that's fine. When you got Trump calling in and lying about his what the administration is doing, that's fine. But having George Floyd's name on your helmet and end racism in the end zone, that's politics. Shut the fuck up. Republicans can go kick fucking rocks. I know I've been grilling Democrats this whole time, but don't believe for a minute that I'm looking at Republican politics as an alternative. I fucking hate that part. I hate that party, the people within it. I can't stand the anything about it. Okay, I hate it, actually, like hatred. But when it comes to the Democratic Party, obviously I'm more upset because like you had wins and you're stacking up shit, and you have politicians that care, and you have people that care, you have policies that can help people, and you're doing nothing with it. And that's why the Republican Party is meant to kill and enrich the millionaires. That's what they're meant to do. Kill, enrich people, enrich the rich. The Democratic side is cucked, and that's why I'm upset with it. Okay, but on the Republican side, fuck them all. They're all evil. I don't give a fuck about a single Republican like at this point because of how evil they are and how hypocritical they are. Pat McAfee, clown. Last in 2024, I'm not gonna do politics anymore. We're not gonna have politics on our platform. You know why he said that in July 24th of 2024? Because Biden was president. And like his right-wing audience, which definitely the right-wing audience wouldn't like to hear Biden, or like they don't want to hear about but Trump's president now. Oh, we can full send on politics. Get the fuck out of here. Clown ass right-wing conservative bullshit.
Not only did the Democrats and Giants lose in the same, I can't fucking believe it, manner, they sound the same doing it.
It's natural and appropriate to feel deep disappointment.
Disappointing outcome.
Not the result many of us wanted.
Want to get the results that you hoped for and came up short?
It never feels good to come up short.
We came up short.
No way.
It was a tough one.
You learn and you prepare to do better in the future.
You're always learning and trying to be better.
Well, not enough.
Wait, did Schumer just copy Dable's press conference then?
Not enough wins.
We will win. We will win. We won't rest. We won't rest.
I don't know who this is for. I don't know what political people this is for. Chat, who is this energy for?
We will win. We will win.
I don't care how that is for no one. That is cringe. Ick. Never do that. Never ever do that cringe ass shit.
Inspired yet?
Yeah, literally.
So please, Democrats, I do not understand. Explain this to me like I eat with my feet. Why?
How do you explain, though, to your constituents why it was worth it to put up this fight for so long when in the end you did not get your key demand?
Because it wasn't working.
It wasn't working? I didn't watch the COPE conference afterwards. It wasn't working, but it got you you just had an election sweep. You had all the pressure was on the Republicans. People were the Republicans were crying. They were throwing propaganda at the wall every day. Hope maybe this one will stick. Maybe this one will stick. Let's try this one. Let's use the DHS account now. Let's use this account. Let's use this government agency for MAGA propaganda. Hopefully it'll work. It's not working. Trump's approval rating is at negative, or is disapproval ratings at skyrocketing. It just wasn't working. What a fucking loser, Angus King.
First of all, how are we being ruled by the only old people,
literally,
who don't stubbornly cling to shit whether it's working or not?
You know what else we see? There's some old Republicans, but the ones that are like driving it are not. Have you noticed that? Have you noticed the ones that are like doing the most propaganda and are leading the MAGA charge? And Trump's old for sure, but he's just a placeholder. Trump is like, obviously Trump's bad. I'm not saying Trump's not bad, but like Stephen Miller is leading it. Stephen Miller is in charge of the administration, and younger minds, not good, they're fascists, but the younger and TPUSA is what's leading the Republican conservative movement right now, which is the youth. The youth are leading it right now in terms of TPUSA. Charlie Kirk was the biggest until he was killed. And the Democrats, old, too old, just too old. You need to have people young. You need young minds, especially for the types of politics that the Democrats are advocating for. They're new. They're for people that are my age and a little bit older and younger. This politics is not doing shit for anyone. Too old.
That's the whole point of being an old person.
How many Democrats have died in office? Like, how many Democrats have just served until they can't anymore? Like, what the fuck is that? Primary them. Someone young, progressive. It's insane. Like, not the Republicans aren't dying in office. As dog shit and fascist as they are, the Democrats keep their politicians in for 80 years, 70 years. Are you shitting me?
What kind of an old person are you? Well, maybe it is time to give up my driver's license. I mean, to be fair, I am a menace. And second of all, it was working. It was working.
It was. Never. It has been with between the protests. Right, I've been telling y'all, between the protests, the Trump himself, just the administration itself is shooting itself in the foot every day because of, like, they in their little MAGA world, they think this is what America wants. They want ICE agents everywhere and terrorizing cities, and because they're in a bubble. They're in a bubble of of extremism, and so they think that's what the country wants, and so they're acting on it. In reality, no, the majority of the country does not want that. And Trump and MAGA are seeing that, and there's infighting right now. You got Tucker Carlson and Fuentes, Nick Flint. You got the right wing is in shambles right now. Actually, they're in shambles, and for this to happen is nuts. While the right wing has full control over everything, and they are in shambles right now. They just had a massive election defeat. Seattle, there's a whole lot going on behind the scenes in the right wing right now with Ben Shapiro, Israel, and Nazis. Okay, the right wing is having a moment right now of like they're facing the evil that they've created of like allowing people like Nick Fuentes and Charlie Kirk and other Nazis to take power, and that's what the MAGA is now. That's what right wing is. That's what the Republican Party is. They're Nazis. And so people like Ben Shapiro and others that have like sold themselves as moderate 10 years ago and have like became MAGA are now trying to like pump the brakes. They're like, whoa, we got to call out Nick Fuentes, and it's too late. Nick Fuentes and the Groypers, they're the ones who are going to lead the right wing now. There ain't going to be no more centrism, ain't no more Reagan era bullshit. You're done. If you're like a Reagan era anything, you're cooked. You're a liberal now. Congratulations. The Groypers and the extremists of the right wing are driving it, and they're the ones that are going to do it. Ain't going to be Ben Shapiro ain't going to be able to pull it back. No one in the right wing is going to be able to pull it back. Tucker knows it. They all know it. They all know it's cooked. They've fully sent it into extremism. They're not bringing it back to normalcy. And while all that is happening on the right wing right now, plus like I mentioned, the Trump's approval rating is so bad, and this is just a terrible time. I can't stress it enough.
Never has the gap between this administration and the people it claims to serve been so disgustingly visible than during this shutdown. This week, while the Trump administration was at the Supreme Court. Well, maybe
Oops, sorry. Shit. Sorry. I fucked it up. I was trying to pause it. Honest question: what's the percentage of? I don't know what percentage. Over 60, and then like 18 to 35. I feel like was more older folks got to go where the vote is. The progressive policies will help the elderly. In terms of your Medicare and your Medicaid, like right now, if you're elderly, it's scary because you're like everything you've already worked for your whole life because you're old already, and you've already had a lifetime of working. And right now, as we speak, those benefits are like up for debate. Of like, are you going to get them or not while you're old right now? Like, it isn't like you have another lifetime and like you're going to be old again. Like you're old now. You've already worked your whole life. You expect these benefits to be given to you because you paid into them. Like you don't have another chance to do this again. So if you're the people that are older that are trying to go for these centrist candidates, that's not going to work. You need to find younger people that are going to work for like when I'm older, but it will help you now as a person that's retired or someone that's older. Like those policies will help you right now. And also me and people my age for when we get older and when we have to. But the status quo is not going to help you at all. You're just going to lose your Medicare and Medicaid because the Republicans of right now, of today, want to get rid of that. And it's not that you can go back in time and go be young again and like, my healthcare is fucked. I'm going to go back in time and navigate the new reality of America, not the one you navigated to get to where you're at now. It's a whole new reality now. It sucks. And we don't have any of that really, except for obviously we got Social Security, but the Republicans want to get rid of that too. Republicans are calling Social Security socialism. Anything that helps people, Republicans hate. Okay, just know that. Anything that actually helps the working class, regular Americans, Republicans are against it because that's less money for the rich. That's less money and benefits for the rich people. So anything that will help the regular person, Republicans will just be against it.
First of all, how are we being ruled by the only old people who don't stubbornly cling to shit whether it's working or not? That's the whole point of being an old person. What kind of an old person are you? Well, maybe it is time to give up my driver's license. I mean, to be fair, I am a menace.
I am a menace.
And second of all, it was working. It was working. Never has the gap between this administration and the people it claims to serve been so disgustingly visible than during this shutdown. This week, while the Trump administration was at the Supreme Court,
they had a Gatsby party. They had a great Gatsby party and all looking, oh God, bro. It was like, it couldn't be more like memed on the point of like the rich and the poor. And it's so insane.
Court demanding that the court let them withhold food stamps from hungry Americans. Trump himself was at Mar-a-Lago with an all-you-can-eat shrimp and synchronized...
And they had gold on the shrimp. I think they had gold leaflets on the shrimp. Brother.
Americans. Trump himself was at Mar-a-Lago with an all-you-can-eat shrimp and synchronized swimming buffet while the president of Argentina danced the night away.
After getting all of your taxpayer money to help his fucking farms.
Securing the $20 billion we recently gave his country.
Nice.
And I gotta say, for $20 billion, you'd think he'd dance better than leprechaun jerking elephants.
And for all the losers, too, for the past 3 years that hated Zelensky because he was just trying to come to America and try to get help for his country fighting Russia. And all of the propaganda about Zelensky and how he was coming here and taking our money, which isn't true. Not true at all. And then you got Milei literally doing that and dancing. Could you imagine in the last 4 years if Zelensky came to the U.S. and while he was here, he was like, more money. I got more money, which is what the right wing said he was doing. And he never has ever done that. Never, ever has he ever done that or even considered doing that or acting like that. Because I don't think it's in Zelensky's character to act that way. I just don't think he's a comedian. And Zelensky's actually a comedian. And he can play characters. And even like Zelensky's regular person, I don't think he would do this. But yeah, he got Milei, who just got $20 billion in taxpayer money for his fucking farms because his policies are destroying his country. Because he's part of the right-wing globalist bullshit, which all of that projection about globalism is the right wing doing it. They're trying to globalize the right, trying to unite the right around the world. And Javier Milei is a character in that. And so they have to keep him and his dumb fuck country afloat.
$1 billion we recently gave his country. And I gotta say, for $20 billion, you'd think he'd dance better than leprechaun jerking elephants.
Yo.
Right. Apologies to the elephant. I am not trying to disrespect. Probably an elephant watching that going like, whoa. What kind of an elephant dick? Point is this, don't get distracted. Americans were finally seeing the gap between how Donald Trump bends reality and actual day-to-day reality. This shutdown has focused America's attention away from his gift for distraction and onto stark actualities and seeing through, many for the first time, his bald face.
For the last, you don't know how many like MAGA has came to its actual senses over the past, since the government shut down, coming out like, I'm done with Trump. I voted for Trump, but I just can't, all the whatever, whatever, but they're falling off. And this was so bad. I'm just going to keep, this was so bad. I'm going to say it again tomorrow too. When you're tuning in tomorrow and we're watching the government reopen, I'm going to be saying it all again tomorrow.
He's lying.
Can you just answer that question that tariffs have led to inflation? They have led to an increase in cost of living for most Americans.
We have no inflation. We have no inflation.
except that we have inflation.
We have no inflation.
And normally, we have no inflation goes the way of, they're eating the cats and dogs, and I'm suing Rupert Murdoch because I'm not on the Epstein list, and all of the other lies that Trump deploys in his reality distortion arsenal. But miracle of miracles during the shutdown. The old songs ain't hitting like they used to.
They weren't. The propaganda was not working.
Football fans loudly booed.
Booed him. Getting booed out there. Yeah, we went viral on Facebook. Went viral on Facebook for posting this one. Look at this shit. Oh, viral. Look at this shit. We don't. I mean, we get a couple hundred reactions on stuff here and there and stuff. I'm talking stupid viral. 55,000 people. This guy had like 3 million views or so, 17,000 shares of Trump being booed at the.
As Trump was shown on the Jumbotron during halftime.
You had MAGA. It was to the point where MAGA didn't even try to spin it. They went to gaslighting because that's MAGA's thing. Like if they can't spin it, it's gaslighting. Like how could they do this? How could they boo our president who was just there for the veterans? How could they boo him? I mean, I'm gonna scroll, so let me a second. How could they do this? The left has no respect. He posts so much. I gotta find it. Come on, where is it? I'm scrolling. Only terrible people would boo the president. He called a play too during. I mean, this. Here you go. I didn't watch that game. Wow, doesn't get much more disrespectful than this. This was like all of MAGA though. Like this is just one example. Benny's Russian paid, but this was the marching orders for MAGA. Like wow, wow. Wow, you can hear, and this is on the broadcast. This is from the broadcast. So people at home that were watching the game on TV heard this.
Do solemnly swear that I will support and defend
Boo.
the Constitution of the United States.
Boo. Boos are getting louder. Okay, so you guys get it. You don't have to hear Trump struggling through that. So the people are booing him. Also, speaking of keeping politics out of sports, just really quick. What is this? We got to keep politics out of sports. As I was ranting earlier about putting George Floyd's name on a helmet versus having the president of the United States show up on a broadcast. That sucks. If you're watching that game, you got a lot of Trump out on that one. Trump called a play. It was so bad. Hold on, I got the bookmark. Keep politics out of sports, but not MAGA though. We have to wield the politics. Come on, where's the bookmark? I swear I saved it. Here he goes, and whoa. That was Trump calling a play. And there goes the guy. Oh, whoa. Yeah, there. I couldn't believe it.
That is a very important couple of plays. Here we go. Second and 7. We got 2nd and 7. Let's see what happens. Whoa.
Let's see what happens. Whoa. Whoa. Keep the politics out of sports. Yeah, from the politics out of sports crowd. Go fuck yourselves.
That the Lions and Commanders game.
I am saying your name.
Boo! Boo!
Do you know how unpopular you have to be booed by football fans while swearing in troops? And by the way, not just any football fans who still use the term Redskins. And not even with respect to the team, just casually.
Yeah, and a lot of people are like that. They're not like, oh, they were the Washington Redskins. That was my favorite team. No, they're using it because it triggers people. They don't even know, like, name your favorite Redskins player. Bet you can't.
This is what the Democrats have squandered. A country finally shaking off Trump's Jedi mind tricks and saying, no, these are the droids we're looking for. And instead of pressing that advantage, perhaps neutralizing Trump's reality distortion field for good, the Democrats just suddenly went, droids? I guess we aren't looking for those droids. But you'll help us find them later, right? They squandered their leverage, sapped their voters' enthusiasm, and snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. And it's just too bad that we are now stuck with these leaders that we have on that side, and there's nothing that can be done about it.
This just in, the New York Giants have just fired head coach Brian Daboll.
Well, that's what the NFL does, and you suck. Well, Democrats should do the same thing. When you suck, you're out. When you suck, you're out. That's my new. No more. And when we fight, we win. It's when you suck, you're gone.
So you're saying there's a chance.
So good. But anyways, for the people that want people that are like, sports and politics don't go together. Sports and politics don't go together. They never have. But sports. That was really loud. My bad.
After the fanfares of the Olympic opening comes the most amazing performance by America's black streak Jesse Owens in the 100 meters.
You guys don't know Jesse Owens.
The runner makes the others look as if they're walking as he wins the final and equals the world's record time.
You guys don't know this was a major deal.
This and his later victory in the long jump may well be the athletic performances of the century. And now the final struggle is on.
That's who was in attendance.
The women's javelin throwing. And here's little Sadako Yamamoto of Japan, with a name that spells trouble for commentators and a throw that just falls short of the 40-meter line. But in the end, it's the German girls who leave the rest of the world behind. Louise Kruger, and she's well over the 40 line.
So, anyways, politics and sports have always gone together. Always. And if you have find a sport. This is my advice for the left. People that are left leaning, find a sport and like it and learn about it. And it doesn't have to be the NFL, it can be whatever, but find a sport and find something else to like. And because politics are just going to piss you off. If like your only hobby is politics, fix that. If your only hobby and thing that you do all day long is like engage with Democratic Party politics, you're aging yourself. You're aging yourself more than you need to. You're giving yourself mental health concerns, and you fix that and find hobbies. It doesn't make, but sports is good. Sports is good. Find something. I don't care what it is. Pick a sport and start obsessing over it. But anyways, with that being said, also we had Pat McAfee have Trump on, and he's getting some pushback. Big time because of his statements of like, we're not going to do politics.
Mr. President, we appreciate your time. Do you have any final messages to the Marines that are around us and to veterans as a whole on this Veterans Day?
Well, I just want to say hello to all of the
guys and gals that are in your audience. They're fantastic. You just don't get any better, and we love our veterans, and I'm taking care of the veterans better than any president has ever done by far. Nobody's ever
he's done nothing for
had
veterans.
those approval ratings at the VA like we have, and Doug Collins is devoting his life to it. It's the most important thing he's ever done. So I just want to thank everybody. Happy Veterans Day, and Pat, keep up the good work.
So you get Trump calling in to ESPN. That's fun. That's awesome. I think he also made a statement about it. People are responding like crazy. Keep politics out of the sports. I think he'd had a take in response. There you go. Boston Connor. I thought he had a take about it, like if people were gonna be mad or whatever. Whatever. I don't know. We had the Eagles at the White House. How many clips did he have? Oh God.
And that's one big ooh-rah! New Marines, Mr. President, just ooh-rah'd the hell out of you there for what you just said about
that's good. Well, we love them. They are a special group indeed.
Mr. President, have you ever done an ooh-rah to a bunch of Marines?
Not the kind that I just heard. I just heard a level of professionalism with the way they did it that I don't think anybody
They got the photos of their...
can match it, to be honest. That's very impressive.
Mr. President, why don't you drop one? Mr. President, why don't you drop an ooh-rah real quick?
I will. Hoorah!
Hoorah! There you go, Marines. There you go. You got Trump dropping an hoorah for you. Are you so hyped now? What else happened? Oh, the clashes with ICE. Oh no. What I wanted to get to? Oh, TPUSA was a protest stuff that we've been covering. Let's get to that now. Okay, so some of the stuff we've been covering in person. I'm done with politics until tomorrow. All right, let's get to shit that I'm involved with covering. So Fort Fisher posted, ABC News reports that 3 government sources claim Border Commander Greg Bovino will be leaving Chicago this week, although the Fed's presence is expected to remain, which is interesting, right? So you got Greg Bovino leaving Chicago, apparently, probably because of all of the bad that he's been doing in Chicago. Customs and Border Protection Commander Greg Bovino is expected to be leaving the city of Chicago and be out in the coming days. The Department of Homeland Security will still maintain a presence in the city. Bovino's departure could mean he is set to go to another city or return to the El Centro sector, according to a source. Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs Tricia McLaughlin said DHS isn't leaving Chicago. We aren't leaving Chicago, she posted, citing statistics from Operation Midway Blitz. A spokesperson for DHS claims crime has fallen since their operations began, but the ABC7 Chicago data team found that violent crime had been decreasing already for over the past 12 months in the city. So similar to like DC, to where you're already having a lowered crime rate. The crime rate's already going down due to the city itself implementing their own policies. And then you got Trump going in and sending the guard and ICE agents and causing chaos and then going, look it, we fixed it. We're the ones that fixed it. On Tuesday, while not commenting on his apparent departure, Bovino did post on X, more to come. These poor leaders will be the most disappointed. Let me see. Where's Bovino here? More to come. They're probably pulling him out because his actions there are not good for the MAGA. Not good for the MAGA of it all. I wish they would hyperlink his post. Okay. They didn't. Okay. So, okay, Bovino wants to still stay. They can say whoever they want. They can send whoever they want. They're going to receive the same thing from us. Not here in Little Village, not in Chicago. Community leader, organizer Chela Garcia had said. Bovino has had visible presence in the area throughout federal immigration enforcement. As a federal judge considered use of force injunction, which was ultimately granted, Bovino testified to CBP agents' actions. He defended their use of force. The Trump administration on Monday filed an emergency request asking the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals to immediately pause the preliminary injunction on federal immigration agents' use of force in the Chicago area while it considers their appeal, saying the order violates the separation of powers. District Judge Sarah Ellis' order prohibits federal agents from using riot control weapons against journalists, demonstrators, and religious practitioners without first issuing warnings unless necessary to stop immediate threats of physical harms to agents or others. Ellis said Ellis said the government lied under oath, saying federal agents' conduct in the Chicagoland area shows no signs of stopping. True. We've seen it ourselves. She also disputed statements made during Bovino's own recorded deposition. Ellis called Bovino out for at least 3 instances in which his deposition contradicted the video evidence, which I read on the stream, the last stream we did, actually. I read the whole thing. So go watch that stream to watch me break it down and read it. But she laid the hammer down. She laid the hammer down on Greg Bovino and Border Patrol. Okay. They're putting pressure on federal agents, they say, as showing organized resistance together with the faith community. Only God has the right to destroy families. Your hate and racism has no place in the United States of America because we are American families and we want to be treated with respect and dignity, said Pastor Julie Contreras with United Giving Hope Church. They could bring 1,000 agents or bring out 10,000 people to the streets. We don't have guns. We don't have nothing but whistles. And this is how we're going to fight this administration. That's what the Democratic Party should be about. And if that's why that politics is so stupid, because this is what the energy should be against Trump and the people that can do it, which is the Democratic Party. They're the ones with the power. They got elected to be senators and representatives. They're the ones that are supposed to. But this energy that the community is giving and like regular people are giving is more than the party. They're doing more. That's why I'm like, I'd rather be in the streets of Chicago with the community out there, which I don't know what their politics are. I don't know if they're Republican or Democrat. I don't care, actually. They're out there with whistles and they're making sure ICE is seen. So they can't just go into communities and just fuck people up, like which they have been. And going into communities, grabbing Americans out of their car because they've inconvenienced the convoy of ICE, like and detaining them, arresting them, putting them nothing, taking all their rights away. Working immigrants, non-criminal immigrants that are just working and they're pulling them out of their workplace. It's insane. We had 200 members out this morning patrolling on foot and car and bikes, and we're going to continue patrolling for the next 3 years. Protesters were there all day in case what appeared to be an online threat issued Monday by Bovino against Little Village materialized. As of about 4 p.m., it did not. Bovino's post appeared to imply Border Patrol officers might once again take to the streets, which just 3 days ago witnessed the continued deployment of chemical agents against residents in contravention of a judge's order. As we literally saw it. We had, let me see, Amanda posted it. Amanda and Status Quo and them, they've been out there. This was after the order was issued. This was on the 7th. You can hear the whistles. Thank you, Robert. So that was on November 7th at 10:45 in the morning. Because, yeah, in Chicago, they start early. They start early with the bullshit. Out there and gassing people at 9 a.m. Yep, that's the... So, and that we were there that day. Went out there when he got called into the court. Saoirse had just posted the recent video of gas being used. Who said that? Who said that? He walks around with he walks around like he's a Gestapo officer. Like he walks around like that. He has his rifle slung and he's got a cadre around him and he's like walks around. It's so cringe. It's so fucked how he's acting. But he's empowered by he's empowered. We'll get to that. He's empowered by Trump and the administration, obviously, because that's their goals. Their goals is to do exactly that and be that way. So that's good. So Bavino's out he'll be getting out of Chicago. ICE will still be there. Probably go to the next city, but the operation, we'll see where the operations go from there. So in Portland, you still have MAGA doing MAGA shit. So, and yesterday you had Amanda and Ford Fisher was there and they were filming the protests, and honestly, there's only so much the Portland protests can do because you have a MAGA infestation of streamers there and MAGA content creators that are paid by the Trump administration to film everything and be there. So it's hard to do anything really, because they're just going to flip whatever you do into some terrorist thing. So they had some aerobics class out there. Actually, Ford. Let's go to Ford. He had a good one. I don't know. You got people that are like hating on it. You got leftists hating on it because they're like, that looks cringe. But I mean, what else are you supposed to do when you have administration agitprop people out there like waiting for you to do something? Maybe doing nothing, I guess. This isn't yoga though. Wasn't this a style of exercise back in the day?
All right, heels to the front. This song reminds me of what's going on right now. All on. Good job. Knees up. I'm not adding a jump yet.
People used to work out this way, chat.
If you want to.
Was that the same thing as like the steps? My mom had like steps, and she would like step and step and step and step, and then she like do out of the side and like step up and then step down. Like it was like a thing. So my mom had one of those aerobics. You would get a workout doing it too. Your legs would be on fire. You actually get a sweat in. I mean, it'd work. It'd be good cardio. Honestly, it was like original like cardio focused workouts. Because honestly, now you have like you can do that in the weight room, right? And you do movement, and you just keep your heart rate going. So you're doing like cardio while you're also like lifting and shit. And you're dog shit tired afterwards, but you can still do some of that, I guess. They had
really minor. It's like somebody touches you with a sign, or it's like somebody gets in somebody's face and then they're like this and they push, and then it's a fight. I've seen that go both ways too. 100% both sides. And I want to challenge everybody to be in the right. And then rely on their videos. Yell, you can use your words, but if we use our words for violence, and if you see a tiny little grain of sand of like bad behavior, and you turn it into a bigger grain of sand, a whole boulder of bad behavior because a grain of sand offended you, we don't win when we do that. And we don't come out from that on the other side looking like a good person to everybody. I think we can challenge ourselves, and I think everybody can do it.
So these are the MAGA journalists out there. Okay, there's a group of them, and we have already posted like who some of them are, but you got this guy, Kostin Sofransky, some 18-year-old, like basically whoever's in this photo from the Patriot Night Out that we watched. That I still like. I hate myself for watching that, but whatever. But he's a part of this little new MAGA press, little 18-year-old, whatever. So they go out there and stream still, and there's still a protest. There's still a protest happening, but the most of the content's coming from MAGA, and like they are hanging out. Right, so there's the right side rebel, right hook rebel, right, or whatever, and the other one, the Haley one. This Portland MAGA infestation that you have. They're like independent journalists, and I guess it's all it takes. But they're picking on Pam. That's like their focus right now is Pam. Guys, I'm watching all of this. I'm watching all of it on like the side, but it's nothing that I really want to get into beyond understanding it. So there MAGA streamers out there have an issue with Pam, who was MAGA and didn't accept a pardon from Trump. She was a January 6th insurrectionist. So she's just like some grandma that goes out there and she makes MAGA really mad for doing that because she was MAGA, obviously. And so they're like, and recently they're just picking on her now. She had a sign hosting, "Don't come out. MAGA is grifting," or MAGA don't stop supporting MAGA streamers. Trying to find it. This is what a peaceful protest looks like before the MAGA live streamers show up. Truth is, it's quiet because your side lost the plot weeks ago. You ditched protesting ICE to chase Tommy around like it's a side. Oh, this is ChatGPT. Nikki, I can see, you know how I see the ChatGPT? You know how you know it's the GPT of the chats? And this is AI is because of that and because of that. I don't even need to read it now. And also it's not delivery, it's DiGiorno messaging. Right? It's not activism. It's emotional instability and cosplay. Yep, AI. It's not delivery, it's DiGiorno. Whenever you see that in the AI, you got to get rid of that. Like, you got to tell it not to do that no more because it's obvious. Don't even read that now. It's so obvious. What else? There's another one that I was looking at too. Or is it on? Oh, it's JD. It's delay. That loser. This clown. Let me see. Frat boys attack U.S. Marines. There you go. Oh, here you go. So your smear campaign isn't working out, is it? He is threatening harm towards me. Prominent mouthpiece for the Portland chapter of Antifa. That's the other layer of it. I'm sorry, like Pam is great. Pam is I'm glad that she's came to see the light. She's not a leader of anything. Like, she's doing her thing. She's trying to just be a part of it. Like, this is so, like, these people have no idea what, like so very clearly the black bloc anarchists aren't making themselves seen right now because obviously, like, there's some that are out there, but the most of them, though, the majority of them aren't going to show up for now. They're not going to, because especially with these fucking especially with these losers all over it, like, you just be giving them an easy win. So the actual, like, the ones that are out there with the umbrellas and the black bloc and all that shit, they ain't even going to show up probably until election 2028-ish, 2027. Maybe we'll see them in the midterms out there. Probably not, because that's what MAGA's looking for. They're looking for Antifa everywhere. And so they're just labeling regular fucking people Antifa. Why give them the win of, like, giving them exactly what they're looking for? They're looking for the black bloc anarchists to be out there and be like they were in 2020. They're looking for all of that. They're waiting for it. So why would you give them exactly what they're looking for? When you don't, they just, when you give MAGA nothing, they just stand there and talk to themselves and just do, oh yeah, do you hate trans people? Yeah, I hate trans people, but I love them, but don't tell anyone. I have a collection of trans porn at home, but don't tell anyone. All right, brother. Let's go log into Grindr after this. But like all they have is just each other when you don't give them anything to do. They just interview each other and wow, isn't this such a great time? We're out here with MAGA propagandist number 7677. Well, what's your take on things? Wow, it's the exact same thing I believe. That's what I say. And like they just do that for an hour and then they go and like, okay, we're bored. Let's go terrorize the protests. Let's go do something to the protests while claiming we're journalists. So nothing's improved. The Portland situation is just, I mean, they're kind of held back because of MAGA infesting it. But most of their shit recently has just been interviewing the same protesters that are out there. Like the same people. Quiet night at the ICE facility after the furry convention. You're standing with your MAGA group.
So it is around 7:30 p.m. here on a Sunday.
There's the right side, right hook rebel.
So it is around 7:30 p.m. here on a Sunday night. We are
There's Tommy
at the ICE facility, and they are here protesting Operation Inflation. And as you can see, there are
not Tommy. That's too close for Tommy to be standing.
multiple costumes, and they're beginning to.
Yeah, they're still there. They're suckling it. There's nothing else to do, so they got to sit there and grift it now.
I wouldn't say an encampment, but they've built chairs and they have food coolers all around here. So you know.
Possible sign of shifting weather or waning momentum.
So you know, Portland police are located there in the background, and it's been mostly peaceful. You know, nothing too crazy has happened, but of course, with the National Guard news, we are on high alert to make sure an encampment doesn't continue to build up. So
we are on high alert to make sure an encampment doesn't. Why, you the police? This is a MAGA, a new one, because she just became a little streamer in this whole thing outside the ICE facility. Who the fuck do you mean you're going to make sure there isn't going to be an encampment? Who are you, journalist lady? Independent lady? The fuck you mean you're going to stop an encampment from growing there? It ain't going to be, there's no National Guard of Portland either. What kind of journalist are you? What kind of dog shit journalist are you, bro? What you mean? They're still monitoring the situation. Ain't going to be no fucking guard. They're still going to fight it in the courts. MAGA and the administration will still fight it, but there's no political will really with it. There's nothing happening. There's nothing there. You got a small group of protesters, like 6 people. Most of the people out there are in this fascist cancer cell that's down the street. That's what most of the people in Portland are MAGA, just like there to be a part of it, be a part of a group because they suck.
When federal immigration agents surged into Portland in September, the president said efforts there were needed to clean up the city.
There's a huge problem in Portland. I'll tell you what the problem is: crime.
But local leaders, including the city's police chief, said that was not true. That yes, there had been some protests, at times violent, but they were relatively small and could be handled by local and federal law enforcement.
It's just been terrible to see what ICE is doing to our communities. We're scared for our neighbors. We're scared for our friends.
On Friday, Trump appointed federal judge Karen Immergut, issuing a permanent injunction blocking troop deployment by the president into Portland. The ruling finding the president did not have a lawful basis to federalize an action.
That's why I'm like, this is also another factor as to why the Democratic Party is fucked. Because even Trump's own courts are striking him down. They're between Chicago ICE and now in Portland, and the courts are slapping him back into reality. As much power Trump has and the Republicans have, they have been the weakest here for the past like 30 days between courts and the elections, the protests. Fuck, man. Tomorrow's going to suck again. I'm just going to be mad again all over again watching it. The government reopen over nothing.
National Guard. The judge saying the federal government exaggerated claims of violence in the city and that there is no rebellion in Portland. The Department of Homeland Security responding, saying the president is using his lawful authority to direct the National Guard to protect federal assets and personnel in Portland. This weekend in Chicago, federal agents again clashing with protesters. Agents say during an operation in the Little Village neighborhood.
Which, hold on, by the way, the news needs to clear this up. They need to clear this up. This are people in the neighborhood showing up. This is the neighborhood just showing up out there. This is a protest. This is a plan. This is a scheduled every night. People show up at there to protest the ICE facility. What's going on in Portland is the protest. And yes, I guess like in the moment you're protesting the ICE that are out there, but this isn't an organized protest. These are just people in the neighborhood of 23rd Street and whatever, and near the Little Village community going out there because they're hearing the whistles, they're hearing that ICE is there, and they're showing up just outside, just in their community.
Agents say during an operation in the Little Village neighborhood of Chicago, multiple gunshots were fired by somebody directly at the federal agents. Nobody was hit. The shooter got away. The president's efforts to deploy troops in Chicago also currently blocked by the courts.
The courts are striking him down.
In Chicago, a federal judge also temporarily barring the Trump administration from deporting Diana Galliano, a daycare worker arrested by federal agents last week as parents were dropping off their children. The Department of Homeland Security accusing her of paying a smuggler to bring her own kids into the country. Her attorneys saying she has a valid work permit.
They didn't just walk in chasing one person. They went in.
That was at the daycare.
To multiple rooms.
Where is it? Rayo del Sol? There you go. This was ICE pulling her out of the daycare center on November 5th. Roscoe Village. So that's the story that's going with this here. And then they go back in. You got fully up armored police coming into your daycare and ripping your teacher out of there. What do you think the kids are thinking? What do you think is going through the kids' minds? As a kid, I would be shook. I wouldn't know what to think.
Multiple rooms asking and looking for teachers.
And in Chicago, the federal government is appealing to the U.S. Supreme Court to be allowed to send in troops. And in Portland, it can ask the Ninth Circuit to overrule that Trump-appointed judge. Now,
so we'll see. There's still like a fight, but really not. There's no political will to get the guard there. So when you got this lady, which she was like, I mean, she was way more attractive before she went MAGA. I don't know what's going on with her hair now and shit. Like, it's like there's a person when I was out there, so, I'm a man. Right. So when I'm out there, I'm like, that's a cute girl, right? Cute girl. And then you realize, oh, MAGA, a little less cute. And then the hair is like going completely crazy. Like you're losing it, I guess. So that's what happens when you go MAGA, though. You lose all of your good looks. If you had good looks, you go MAGA, you lose it. Or you can maintain your good looks by paying for all of the surgeries and stuff that you need to hold up and keep that shit going. Because you lose it because you're in hatred mode. You're in hatred mode constantly, so you get bags under your eyes, you get wrinkles, and you're all fucked up because you're just full of hate all the time, and you're just mad all the time. So in right-wing world, you just look like shit when you get older. So you're just fast tracking that, Haley. Fast tracking it. Okay. Also, this was in Berkeley yesterday. So Portland, nothing happening. Nothing's going on. In Berkeley, you had an event at Turning Point USA yesterday. Do they have the grifting awards or something? Israel awards or something in Berkeley yesterday. And so there was a counter protest. And according to Timu Glenn, he said that this looks like a war zone. I would like to know what war zone Jonathan Cho has been to be able to label what a war zone looks like. You said I'm such a loser, but you're in my chat, though. I'm a loser, but I'm winning because you're in my chat. How does that make you feel? What a war zone. What a fucking war zone. I got another one though. Got another one. No, where's I gotta get to my bookmarks. There you go. MAGA here. Liberals protesting at turning point.
So I just got to the Charlie Kirk event, and there's literally so many unhinged people here already. Like, look at
Is this Tommy? Guy, what's Tommy doing in Berkeley, chat?
this.
Hey, yo, what Tommy got a ticket to Berkeley?
Shit liberals do.
That's crazy.
What the? Literally, this is the stuff conservatives have to deal with because you have unhinged liberals. This is the shit we're dealing with.
You said that's not Tommy? That's Tommy. What do you mean? That's him. That's Tommy. That's Tommy. Tommy TK. TKO Tommy. That's him right there, right? Sounds the exact same when we hear him on his megaphone. It's the exact same person.
Because you have unhinged liberals. This is the shit we're dealing with. Genuinely insane.
That's the guy.
What is wrong with people? This is genuinely insane.
Yeah, that's Tommy. That's the freedom loving. That's Tommy boy. Tommy boy for Trump. 4209. There he is. It's him. It's the guy. It's not. It is him. All day long. That's Tommy. What do you mean, y'all? How can you not see it? I'm just proud of him for getting to California. I'm just proud of him. Look at him out there. He got the 47 hat on.
This stuff conservatives have to deal with because you have unhinged liberals. This is the
That's the guy, chat. I don't know what to tell you. Conservatives get attacked by a mob of UC Berkeley students. He's wearing a red freedom shirt. They have red ones now.
Go the fuck home!
Fuck you, fascists! Where's the attack?
Fuck you, fascists! Fuck you, fascists! Chinga la migra! 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 Fuck you, fascists! Fuck you, fascists! Fuck you, fascists! Fuck you, fascists! Chinga la migra! Chinga la migra!
Getting attacked with secondhand smoke? Is that what's going on?
Talk about the kidnapping! Just take away. Why are they kidnapping us? Christ is Lord! Fuck!
Wait, Israel's on the shirt too? Wait. What's on the actual shirt? Oh, what's he covering up?
Talk about the kidnapping! Just take away. Why are they kidnapping us? Christ is Lord! Fuck!
Which part is he covering up on the right side? Red freedom shirt. Charlie. What's he saying on the back? You guys, you keep saying it's not Tommy. It was so clearly Tommy. It was so clearly Tommy. There's like a cross on the back. I didn't know they did red ones. Oh God, there's so many. Oh Jesus. The grift doesn't end. Oh, what is that? I thought I had the eagle on it. Damn, where's the one with the cross on the back so I can see what it says? He's covering it up. Oh, there it is. No, no, that's not it. Firm faith, fear, justice. Firm. Charlie Kirk, cross. This is going to be in so many conservative Christmas trees, you guys. This is a stocking stuffer. This is MAGA Christmas gifts here. You're looking at them. All right, I don't know what it says. You said just rewind it. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. This is the turning point. Why is he covering that? I also just wanted to see how many red freedom shirts there were.
Talk about kidnapping. Just take away. Why are they kidnapping us? Christ is Lord.
Fuck ICE! 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 We're gonna start our first speech of the night.
Stop the kidnapping!
Stop
the deportation! Jesus Christ is the Messiah. He will be returned.
How much are those shirts? Are those okay? This is the turning point. Charlie Kirk. Red. This is the turning point. I just wanted to know how much those are how much those are going for. Whatever. Oh, Charlie Kirk tee. There you go. $35 t-shirt. A $35 t-shirt? Are you out of your fucking mind? Jesus Christ. $35 t-shirt is out of hand. That's out of pocket. That's crazy.
The first speech of the night. I would like to welcome Antonio from Students Organizing for Liberation. Hello. I first want to thank all of you all for coming out here. And I do want to pay attention to our comrade right here. They have a point.
You said $35 is a lot to you? Yeah, it is actually. That's a good amount of money there that could be put towards your groceries, or it could be put towards, honestly, $35 pays for one of my streaming services that I need for my restream. T-shirt should be like $15, $20 tops.
It is our job.
It'll be like $23 after tax or whatever. Are you shitting me? $35 should be the price of a hoodie. Those are hoodie prices. That's the cost of like this. What do you mean a t-shirt for $35?
Students to be educators within the student movement. It is not enough to say fuck fascism when we don't tell why we mean it. Okay, this is it.
You guys, that's exactly what they want. That's exactly what they want.
Oh. Why is it fine when TKO Tommy does it? It's fine when TKO Tommy's out there dishing out lefts and rights, right? Equal lefts and equal rights. Equal rights and equal lefts. What you mean, right? I thought that's how it goes.
The guy with the red. The guy with the red. The guy with the red. Break it up. Break it up. Police, break it up. Police, break it up. Hey, white
guy's leaking.
Break it up. You're bleeding, bitch. Yep. Stop. Hey, white boy, you're bleeding. Relax. Break it up. Break it up. What happened? What happened? Relax. I didn't do nothing. Relax. What happened, white boy? Hey, white boy, what the fuck happened?
Bam.
Guy tried to rob me.
Can you guys step back, please? You guys come film with us.
No.
Just a little bit.
You got crap. You got crap.
Well, shut down the. I guess I shut down the red T-shirt giveaway, or get grift away, I should say. Damn.
Why are they getting arrested for beating him up?
He was just selling shirts.
Why are you arresting the people that beat him up?
No, I used to be Charlie Kirk. Fucking Rob, bro. Hey, we're gonna get you medical attention, okay? Just relax. You'll be remembered as a martyr. I don't need medical attention. You made a fucking chain back, dog. Post this on Facebook.
They should be arresting the people that beat him up.
Back up, please. Back it up.
Where's the people that beat him up? They should be arrested.
Back up. Keep everybody back, please. Bro, everybody back. I did not.
Well, now I know why the shirts are red. I gotta stop. Why? But the things I gotta stop. I gotta chill out. I gotta chill out. Ah. Figured white shirts ain't gonna work out. The next iteration will be brown. Okay, so they're red right now to cover up, but brown will be next. I mean, honestly, fair and balanced coverage, chat. I mean, we streamed a couple weeks ago. TKO Tommy, right? Knocking out Antifa, and you got the right hook rebel, right? I mean, fair and balanced. We saw that. Now we see this, right? And it just is what it is. It's just our reality now. It's just what it is. You know? You got a disability, you don't have $200 a month for food. Are you able to get any benefits if you applied for them? They'll be okay now that the government's opening. Oh, that's the TPUSA chick. Oh, that's the Hernandez chick or whatever. Are they all over these? What's her name? Yeah, Savannah. Sav. Okay, so they're just going to be all over these every single time. Yeah, violence is bad, but some people ask for it, don't they? Right? Russia invaded Ukraine. You know, I can't be like, violence bad, guys. Ukraine can't fight back, because that would be violence. That's what like MAGA's take on it is, right? Trump is like, fighting is bad. And like, that's it. But like, if Ukraine doesn't fight, then the Russians take their land, right? So I'm not going to say that like, not all fighting is bad. Like all fighting is bad. Political violence is bad, but it's also the result of the failures, and it will happen if it gets to that point. Russia's invasion of Ukraine is the failure of Russia to be a modern country and dealing with issues diplomatically. And Russia was like, full send, invade, right? And now Ukraine has to fight, and if they don't, they lose. So I'm not going to be one to say like, you know, hey, people ask for it. Russians are asking for it. Other people politically out here that are engaging in this, that are engaging in white nationalism and are furthering the rhetoric that is violence, over time. You know, if the wrong person comes across them, and that's just how life works. That's just how life works, isn't it? Like how it works that way in the animal kingdom, doesn't it? Doesn't it work that way in like any other species? Right? Like if you're gonna be out there acting like if an animal goes out there and acts crazy and starts fucking up the little community of animals, they usually find out by a bigger alpha, don't they? So I'm not gonna be out here and pretend to be woke, cringe, like, oh, violence is just never happen ever, and like there will never ever, like, it's like if people bring it, if they create the environment of violence and like and their words are violence, like it's gonna come back. It's gonna come back to you in some way, shape, or form. And it's not like I'm not justifying it like, oh, this is a good thing this is happening. It's a symptom of like the environment that you've created. It's a thing that you have created yourself. Just like Ben Shapiro with Nick Fuentes right now, right? And why I grilled Ben Shapiro the other day when it comes to like rhetoric, and because like Nick Fuentes and the Groypers want to carry out violence. They have Groyper wars on the politics of it all. They want to carry out that type of shit. And Ben Shapiro and people like him helped prop it up and created the very thing. And so like when you start seeing Groyper domestic terrorist things start happening here in like 5 years from now, I'm gonna have the same reaction. Like that was a product of the environment that was created for the very people that would carry out violent acts. So I'm not gonna be like cringe woke about it. Like it's what it is. Okay, it's the reality that we're in now. What do you got here? This is my ward. Well, more on the TPUSA stuff. Ask yourselves who benefits the most of any violence, conflict, or war. Depends. It really depends what the fight is. Not all fights are the same. Not all political fights are the same. It really depends. A Muslim far right. Okay, I don't want to go Andy no on this. The DOJ has formally notified UC Berkeley they're launching a full investigation into the university after they failed to protect conservatives. They failed to protect conservatives because they had smoke. Munitions? Those aren't munitions, you fucking loser. They're starting the smoke. They're starting the... Oh my god, what is that thing called? Smokes this thing. And when you start it like there's like a accelerant out the thing. They're starting fires, guys. Molotovs. Leftists got Molotovs, but they're just smoke though. But like not in our propaganda, it's Molotovs. Dumb shit. Dumb shit. Dumb shit. Dumb shit. I love Pat McAfee's my favorite person. Sports media has been my biggest role model. But Pat bringing on a sitting president to a show, no matter who it is, goes against pretty much everything he's built his brand on. Exactly. Yeah. There's a time where I watched Pat McAfee for a while, but I could see the MAGA coming, because I was a part of it, so I know when people are like going towards it now. Okay, I know what that's like. I know what that world is like. I'm being in it, and I know when people are flirting with it. And Pat McAfee has been doing that for years now. And the reason why I like Pat McAfee is because he was like, I'm not ESPN. I'm going to do it independent. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. But then more often than not, it just gets sucked up by right-wing bullshit. Right-wing bullshit. All right. I think that's... What else? Anything else really today? Please rank the following media personalities in terms of their trustworthiness. Tim Miller, Bill Maher, Megan Kelly, Ben. Was somebody on bath salts when they made this list? And you end it with Sean. So you go from Ben Shapiro, Hassan Piker to Sean Hannity. Wow. Jesus. Congratulations, Hassan. You're on a list with Oh my god. Couldn't imagine being on that one. Hassan doesn't do news though. He does feelings. Hassan is in, like, he has his takes, he has his feelings about things, but he doesn't like report on the news. Like he does. I've tried watching it. Hassan will like go into a story and then try to connect it to himself. So Hassan would read this and be like, well, this is U.S. Department of Justice Civil Rights have launched an investigation. Oh, that sounds like with my fight with Destiny. That's like Hassan. That's just like when these people didn't like me. And it's terrible. I can't watch his content at all. Like there are like, no, Jesus. Nice. Okay. Yeah, I just Hassan is not genuine. Hassan is not authentic. We'll just put it that way. I think he puts a character on. I think he really is not left like that. I think he's a liberal, but he ain't really like far left actually. I think he plays a character. That's the vibe I get when I watch Hassan. All right. Yep. We got the government opening tomorrow likely. So I think we'll come back then, and we'll come back and stream tomorrow when we got the roll call. I don't know what time that is. What time is the vote tomorrow? What time is tomorrow's vote? House vote. Government shutdown. Really quick. Government shutdown live updates. Anyone knows what time it is tomorrow? Yeah. I'm trying to figure out so I can tell you guys what time to come back. I don't care. I do this to make my chat mad now. What time is the vote to reopen the government? What time is the vote to open the government tomorrow? AI, Chat GPT. Think. It's thinking. It's searching my sources. It's sourcing. There we go. No, it gave an answer. No. So at 11 a.m. Leadership hasn't posted a precise time, but the government reopening vote is expected sometime after they convene. So that's not when the vote will be. It'll likely be. This is when we could probably start covering shit though. So 11 a.m. is when the session opens. Okay. Midday streaming tomorrow. So make sure you guys hit the subscribe, hit your notification bell, join the Discord server, because that's just when we're likely going to start, but the vote won't be then. Yeah, so okay, so tomorrow at 12 Eastern, 11 Central. All right, chat. See you guys then. Like and subscribe, notification bell on. Appreciate you. Happy Veterans Day to everybody. Thank you so much to all my vets that tune in and support. Buy me a coffee link. Okay, I need support on the media because we have a protest coming up and I don't get paid until like 2 days after it's over. And I need the money to go there now so I can get my ticket and get my plane. Because I'm probably going to fly now that the airports are going to be opened. If something crazy happens, whatever, we'll drive. But I need funding to go to DC to cover the Remove the Regime protest, and provide content, talk to other, it'll be a lot of networking. Obviously we'll have the protest to cover, but I'm going to be doing networking too, because I know a lot of influencers that are going, and that's a good time to like, you know, do connection stuff and like talk to other communities and bring them in and bring you guys into theirs and like actual do good stuff that the Ukraine community just like struggled with basically. Right. But there's still some hope, I think, but not really right now. But we're going to be doing that for the fight against the Trump administration. So there'll be a lot of other creators that you guys know that will be going, and I'd like to connect with them. Like, I didn't really get to sit down and talk with Jolly right? He's out there in DC really doing a lot in the veteran community, but also just in general. I got to interview him a couple times, but we were literally right outside of the Broadview facility and like shit was happening. So there wasn't really a good time to like sit down and just like talk, which is what we're going to be able to do here. So I appreciate everybody for supporting. This is going to go towards the flight and the lodging. Okay. Flight and lodging, which is, I think that's all I'll need for DC. DC is pretty expensive. It's not that cheap. So I appreciate everybody for doing so, but I would like to get those tickets soon. So if anybody that supports Mercado Media big time, or just share this link if you could. Share the Buy Me a Coffee link to somebody that could support independent media, because it just is what it is. Like, I need funding to do work. I like being here at home and talking and ranting to you guys, but I'd rather be out there in person providing coverage to you guys firsthand. So that's what all this is going towards. I appreciate everybody for the support. Thank you again. And I'll see you guys on the next one, which is tomorrow. Thank you, Reverend. Thank you so much for the $2 super sticker. We also had 76. Thank you for the 10. We had Ladybug Lisa with a 2. We got Steve with became a member. He's been a member for 40 months. We got Fanciest Pants has been a member for 10 months. MOB 15-month member said, thank you for your service, buddy, from Christina and I. Let's play Battlefield soon. Anna became a member. Carl Jacobson was a member for 5 months. We had Melody in Portland. Thank you for being a member for 2 months. We got Schlerm Juice 8068 with a 2. So need to ban everyone over 65 from federal government. Damn. Elish with a gifted. Bert Gummer with a 10 said happy Veterans Day, Merc, and all other vets. Can Kids GG with a 25 months. Thank you. Dirty Sanchez with a 24 months. Yahweh with a 2. So did you watch Channel 5 with Black Block 2 weeks? I didn't. Nope, I haven't. It's hard to watch like a lot of other content when I'm doing stuff. Tarith F, thank you so much for the membership. I appreciate that. Thank you again, Reverend, for the 5. And then C Blanco with a big 10 super sticker that says thank you. No, thank you. And I think I'm going to go ahead and do this for those still around. Damn, I can't gift. On my other channel, I can personally gift memberships, but I can't. Beg more. Okay, I will. Guys, appreciate that. Please send the support. Stu said I need to beg more. So please, please help. Have a good night, guys. See you tomorrow. Peace.